hear myself through my headphones. Yes, man. Like, I feel real good about this right now.
Pay attention, because you are now listening to Permission to Speak Freely.
First, I want to start off, man. I know we just saw that new PRT instruction come out, man. We'll talk about that thing a little bit later, man. Hey, we got a good show for you guys today, man. Good episode, man. We'll go through some things, talk about some things, man, that's on our mind today. So you guys already know I'm Damon.
I'm Damo.
And you guys already know Damo in the building.
You see how smoothly you say I'm Damon and I say I'm Damo. You see how smooth I come right back at you, man. Like if I say I'm Damo, I'll be like, you be like, oh yeah, I'm David.
Yeah, that's how I do it too. Like, but yeah, man. I've been looking forward to the day, man. Hey, just in case you guys didn't know, we supposed to kick this thing off yesterday, man. But Dumbo put me up on some stuff, man. So, I'm ready today now, man. I'm ready today.
Yeah, man. We stepping our game up.
But we got a lot of stuff to talk about, though, man. Like, not just only like some old freaking, stuff we talk about, programs and things like that, man, or Navy stuff, man. We got some stuff going on in the world right now, man.
Yeah. Let's
we got to hit a little bit on today, man. So I'm looking forward to that too. But yeah, man, what you been up to?
Honestly, a lot. Just it was hard to edit. It was hard to do stuff that had to do with the pod because earlier this week, I think it was like Monday morning when I woke up. I woke up at like 3 a.m. and I found out that takeoff from Migos, was killed. And it was just news that it came out of nowhere, man. You know what I mean? And me growing up into music, I love hip hop. Like that's one of the things I love most in life, movies, hip hop, and just all music, period. But I can't lie, I'm a hip hop baby. I actually just unfollowed somebody on Facebook because of something insensitive that they were saying about something. I don't really joke too much about people's deaths, So even when the Kobe thing happened and people was joking on this thing, somebody was joking, and I watched them joke a lot, and they joke a lot about race or they joke a lot about things. And first, I'm gonna say this because I'm just fresh off of it. For the people on social media, stop hiding behind jokes. Stop hiding behind jokes. It's not jokes if it's only about the LGBTQ community or it's only about the Black community. It's not jokes. I don't think it's jokes. Like if you can only do George Floyd jokes or you can only do gay jokes, you can't do no other jokes. They not jokes. You know what I mean? It's something else there. Yeah. It's something else there. So that's my first thing. But so just I was just it's been rough, man. It's hard to even kind of make up the words, but I will, right? So first off, let me ask you, because let's kind of have a fluid conversation about this. Like, how did that news affect you at all about takeoffs?
Well, let me tell you, man. So when I found out, man, and I'll be honest with you, man, I was just laying in the bed, man. Me and Ella was laying in the bed. Feed came across my phone and said, "Oh," he said, actually, I think at first it said somebody was shot first, So then I clicked on it. Then it said Migos. I clicked on it. Then it was like, man, one died and one got shot or something like that. That was the first thing I saw. I said, oh shit. So then I started looking into it. And let me tell you my first thoughts, man. And I'm gonna be honest with you. My first thoughts is that condolences to the family and all that type of stuff, man. You want to be, sensitive to everything that has to do with that. But I'm gonna tell you this, man. What is disheartening though a little bit, man, is like the graphics that I saw when I clicked on and looked at it and stuff like that, man. It was too much, bro.
Mm-hmm.
We talking about somebody, family. You know what I'm saying? Do you want your family member laying out somewhere and you people taking pictures of it and people videoing and all that stuff, trying to get, trying to do what they do. But I thought that was a little bit disheartening, man, to see stuff like that. But for the whole thing in hip hop, man, I'm kind of like you, man. I always, that's what grows us up, man. We grow up, listen to our parents and music and things like that, man. So we know these people. We feel like we know these people, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We feel like we know their lives, and then with social media now, man, you do know a lot about these, what they do and how they do it and how they move. So with that being said, man, when I hear stuff like that, man, not only in death, man, when I hear somebody talking and I hear somebody doing whatever, and I have a thought behind it. You know what I mean? Like anything they do. So with this situation, is like, man, I'm tired, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like this stuff is happening way too much, man. Way too much. And I don't know, like, I can't point no fingers at what's going on. You know what I mean? But it's happening way too much in the black community. Period. Man, period. And I look at it like this. Um, if I was in Mississippi and we had a guy that made it, he's an artist. He's making big time. Bro, I'm trying to uplift this dude, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I see him and I'll be like, oh man, that's my guy. He from Mississippi, blah, blah, blah. That's like when I got on with David Banner, man. Look, and I'm gonna tell you guys, man, when I grew up in Mississippi, we ain't had nobody at the time that I didn't even know. Bro, I got in the Navy and I found out about like David Banner, and somebody else put me on David Banner.
Yeah.
Say, man, this cat from Mississippi. So, dude, I was following David Banner everywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what I'm getting at is, man, when you have somebody like that in these communities, and I know he wasn't at home and nothing like that, but you want these guys to make it. You want them guys to succeed. And then you hear something like this, man. It's just like take the wind out your sail, man.
Yeah.
But the condolences to the family, man. When I heard about it, man, it was like sad. Then my wife woke up and she freaking heard the same news, and she was like, "What?" So she was doing freaking like she was on her phone investigating shit. She was she was looking at all type of stuff, trying to figure out like what's going on, what happened, all this type of stuff. But yeah, man, we were sitting in the bed probably like 2 hours looking at information about this stuff, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's super sad. Well, I'm gonna tell you my first thought. Honestly, my first thought was I wonder how Offset is dealing with this because and of right now, if anybody, for everybody that is hip hop people, Offset wasn't really on. It didn't seem like he was really on good terms with Quavo and Takeoff at the time. So Quavo and Takeoff just released a album on their own, only built for Infinity Links. And Offset looked like he's working on his own solo career. So, and it wasn't too much just about Offset. It was more about, man, I would hate to be at odds with like somebody I love. And then they like, and they pass before we get a chance to like reconcile or piece it up. So that was my first thought, like, damn, like, I wonder how this is affecting Offset. And then I was like, also thinking like, I wonder if Offset and Quavo at this point is thinking like, man, whatever it is that we got issues about is it ain't worth it,
Yeah.
like our love and our connection, hopefully like something like this could bring, two people together. So that was my first thought. And then my second thought was like, Takeoff was 28 years old. Takeoff was young, you know what I mean? And these guys, they lived a full life. Like they came out with Versace was like 10 years ago at this point, right? And I want to talk about this for a second because I grew up in hip hop, right? So I want to kind of build up what this means to me.
Yeah.
Around the time Migos came up for me, I'm from up north. I'm an East Coast guy. And I started to appreciate like some hip hop acts from the South, like some of them, especially Wayne, especially T.I., especially Scarface, especially Outkast, of course, right? Especially those guys. But
Yeah.
when Migos first came out, it was hard for me to receive what they were doing. This is back when people was calling what the Migos was doing mumble rap. They was calling them mumble rappers and stuff like that. Because they had a different sound. They introduced, and from my ear, they introduced a different sound. So Versace came out. Of course, we heard it and we stuck with it. They had the Drake feature and stuff like this. It wasn't until Culture 2 when I actually put like the Migos album in, and like I think Bad and Bougie was on that album, and I put that album in, and I realized like, yo, these dudes could rap for real. Like they got flows. I always looked at Quavo like the more commercially appealing artist, like the one that had hooks and had different grooves and rhythms. I thought that Offset had like a flow. He probably, could get the cadences the best, and he still could spit too. But then I looked at Takeoff like probably out of the group, the best rapper, like the best pen, like pound for pound, the best rapper, with Offset being like a well connection between the three of them. And then I was following like the Migos ever since. Like they were a serious act to me before, I realized that they was a serious act. I kind of ignored what they were doing, but after that, they became a serious act. So if Migos release music, I'm on it. When they all release solos, I made sure I got it. When they do their passion projects, whether it's Offset and Travis, Offset and 21 Savage, or Offset and Travis Scott, whoever, or Quavo, whoever he working with, like I'm on it, man, all the time. So it was just crazy, man. Because now we get here. They 10 years deep in the game, over 10 years deep in the game, and here Takeoff is still under 30. You know what I mean? They didn't seen highs. They didn't. Now they, you get all the way to like a group breakup. That's like every stage of just artistry right there. And they didn't live their life, man. And I feel like this was another chapter now to see what was next. And I feel like his life was taken away from him way before it should have been. And I don't think anybody was expecting it, and I don't think that's the way Takeoff should have died, especially in that manner. In somewhere where he wasn't even really like actively, like they say, he wasn't even playing the dice. He was just chilling. You know what I mean? So that was just hard, man. It's hard, and it wasn't like it's a culmination, man. We just lost P&B Rock, right, from Philly. I ain't really talk about this because I don't
you ain't talk about that.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
You didn't talk about it
because we don't talk about this like on a podcast that much, about. But and then even then, like the videos and the imagery, and we had a topic when this happened called like infatuation of violence, but we held it, and who knew in like 3 to 4 weeks we would be right back here again. Like you said, it was a video of Takeoff, and I didn't watch it, and even when I watched the videos where Quavo is like arguing with the dudes, I could like really feel the tension. Like my heart kind of pounded a little bit more because it's like, man, like I knew what was about to happen. But it's also like I wouldn't want to be in this predicament where it's like I'm supposed to be somewhere where people supposed to be looking out for me and protecting me, but it's all types of egos in this room. It's no way that we could kind of like simmer things down without like knowing that it's violence, right? And before we progress, let me say one more thing. I've created music, like pretty much my whole life at this point, right? I started when I was like 9 years old, and it's sad that like a part of the decision making process and like, yo, how serious is it? Do I want to be an artist? How serious do I want to be an artist? A part of that decision process for me was weighing the options of, yo, do I have people that's going to be around when something like this happens? Like, am I connected with people that's going to be shooters when I need shooters? People that's going to protect me. Like, that's a thought process for a 16-year-old kid in Philly. Like, all right, if I go to Germantown, who I'm going to Germantown with? If I go up North Philly, who I'm going up North Philly with? Because I need people with me when things hit the fan, just because people don't really want to see you, shining or doing anything different, like about to leave, your neighborhood or whatever like that. So it's
That's
just
facts,
crazy, bro. And it don't matter how old they are. They could be old. They could be young boys. They could be OGs or whatever we want to call them. People don't want to see you progress. You know what I mean? And I don't think it's just a black neighborhood thing. I don't think it's just an urban thing. I think it's a worldwide, like all around the board thing. Unfortunately, like it's under the scope for us because it's happening now to like music artists. Like Nipsey died in his own neighborhood. And that affected me. You know what I mean? And then like I said, we had P&B Rock, we had Mo 3. We talked last year about people who passed. It's just happening like way too often now. You know what I'm saying?
Too often, bro.
It's happening way too often. So, I mean, I
tell you what, I tell you what I did see, man, which is positive in a way, is I seen a lot of people come out about this one though.
Yeah,
I see a lot of little videos. People talk about we need to stop this. We blah blah blah. That's getting more and more too. I mean, I think we're starting to see it, man. But at the same time, I know we still got people out there, like you said, don't want to see people, you know what I mean, be at whatever level or see them, doing great things or whatever. So they feel like they need to do something else. And I don't know the circumstances behind nothing. I'm just talking about someone passing away.
Yeah.
At the end, people dying. You know what I mean? I don't know the insides of it all and all that.
And we
But it's happening
glorifying
way too
violence,
much.
bro. Like it's just like violence is being glorified. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I got a friend, one of my friends, he a CO, and we were hanging out, and he was telling me like, some of the young boys in the jail, they like, yo, I got 2 bodies, I got 3 bodies, and it's just like they didn't never care. Like they just was young shooters who just that's what they did. Like it wasn't like a reason, like somebody gave them a couple whatever, and they like, yeah, I just killed the dude. Like that's it. Like, just like, yo, you got any remorse? Nah. Like now you're in jail, for life or whatever like that. And it's on that side, it's on the side of the internet, like the images that we share. All of this we watching, it's on the side of what we watching, like what we choosing to like watch on TV, what they're funding to create. It's not just because I don't want to say it's just in the hip hop music, because we grew up watching Tarantino movies. We grew up watching Scorsese movies, and these are creators, that create art, and it's consumed in a way that people enjoy it. These movies win Oscars and stuff like that. So I'm not gonna say like music should get rid of all of that stuff. I'm just gonna say like this lifestyle and the things that we hold up, should change. Like we shouldn't be out here. Like I was telling my mom, me and my mom was talking about it, and it was like a lot of these young dudes that's rapping, they like really like street dudes first. They like shooters first. They not even rappers first no more. Like
Yeah.
Tupac was an artist first. Biggie was an artist first. Nas was an artist first. Like, some of these dudes were like in the street or involved in the street or, street guys, but these guys were artists first. They wasn't like these young dudes now, and they do the crimes and then go to the studio and talk about the crimes.
They ain't gonna talk about it.
Slide and, all of that stuff. So it's a rough time. And like I said, I don't think it's just black or hip hop culture. I think it's widespread, but I just don't think we're zeroed into it, because some of these cultures that like we don't really get to see them. They ain't in our face. But yeah, rest in peace to Takeoff, man. Rest in peace to Takeoff. And just love your brothers, love your friends, love your brothers. Don't take this time that we're here for granted, because I'm telling you, I don't think it's any moment. I can't imagine being at odds with my brother, and then him not being here, and just me knowing that our last exchange was bad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a big deal, man. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. But I also want to add one more thing, man. Like that people may not know or may not think about it. Like, man, why is this happening? Why is this happening? I want to say this, man. These hoods and these streets are real, bro.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know that, you need to think again, man. And like you said before, these guys come from the streets first now, but these streets are real, man. You got to be aware of everything now, man, on what you're doing and how you're doing it. And not even, and I'm saying the streets, and I'm saying in these hoods, man, I'm even talking about on the freaking highway, bro. Road raging and people taking out guns and shooting stuff and all type of stuff. It's crazy out there right now, man, in this world. And I promise you, man, like I be talking about this all the time in the car, man. Somebody cut me off, man. I'm letting them make it.
Yeah,
bro.
You got it. You got it.
I'm not even on that right now.
You got
I'm not
it.
even on that stuff, man.
I don't play around on the highway, man. You got it. And I'm always patient anyway, but like I remember being young, and I don't remember what happened, but it was me, my dad, and my brothers, and we were driving somewhere. I don't remember where it was. We were driving. It was a long drive. And my dad, like, he used to be like rageful on the road. Like something was always going to happen if he behind the wheel. And something happened. And I remember these people, they like got out, they like kind of leaned out the window and they start throwing like plates at us, like plates at the car, like China. They was throwing like China at the car or whatever like that, man. And I was like, oh man, it could go down. But and I remember this other period of time, right? And I'm saying both of these periods of time for a reason. I was in a Wendy's parking lot, man, and I pulled up. I don't know if I talked about this on a podcast, but I was in a Wendy's parking lot, right? And I was a little tired, and I pulled up. I was on my way to go see a girl, but I pulled up and I tapped somebody's car or whatever. And from behind in a drive-through. It was the drive-through. I tapped somebody's car from behind in a drive-through, and like 5 dudes got out this car, bro. So I backed up. You know what I'm saying? I backed up and I peeled off. I got up out of there. Like I went over the island, and like it was a little island because the drive-through joints. I went over the island and everything, and I got up out of there. You know what I mean? I wasn't playing around, man.
Yeah.
But I bring up both of those scenarios to say that. And nowadays, they coming out with guns, bro. Like it ain't no plates getting thrown. Like these dudes probably was gonna try to pull me out the car and beat me up or mess up the car or whatever like that. But in today's time, they just would have started shooting. It ain't matter that they was in a drive-through. They still probably would have got their burgers after that. You know what I mean? Like it's just a world. We talk about people getting shot for like fries not having enough salt or being too salty. Or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, people getting shot in front of their kids at like Subway. Like, it's crazy. Like this old dude told a girl, back when COVID was ramped up, it was like an old dude who told a girl she couldn't get into like Walmart or something like that without a mask. She left, came back with her husband, and they killed the dude. Like, it's just life does not like matter, bro. It's crazy. The dude chopped his wife head off. He chopped his him and his girl was going through it. He chopped her head off or whatever. And it was just sad watching her dad say that like he shouldn't have ignored it, you know, because the dude had some red flags. But it's like, that's your daughter. She choosing to be with him. So he like, I'ma just let her do whatever she do. And then it's at the end of it all, she gets her head chopped off. This was like a month ago, man. This wasn't even long ago, you know, but it's like we just infatuated with like violence, bro. I don't get it.
I tell you, man, I gotta tell you my road rage story, man. I freaking this just happened maybe like a couple months ago. And I was getting ready to go to work. And when you come out of where I'm going to work to get on the highway, they have the HOV when you go into you got the lights up there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you got the HOV and you got 2 other lanes there. But we really don't have when you get on the highway, it's not a HOV. But it got a HOV for you going out to the highway, but it's not HOV though. You know what I'm saying? We don't have a HOV lane on actually 15 where I stay at. So I gets over in the HOV over here, right? So this dude just pulled up on side of me, and I ain't even paying attention to him. So when I look over, he got his window down, bro. He giving me the business.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even know what he's saying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I could have ignored it and didn't say nothing, but I let the window down, bro. I let the window down, and he just like, he talking about you supposed to have more than one person in the car when you in this lane.
Mm-hmm.
And I say, you right. I say, I do, but I said, we don't have an HOV here. So I just got in it, you know, and he was like, you a cheater, motherfucker. Dude, he going off on me, blah, 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 all this type of stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, I said, you right, bro. I said, you know, this is what we'll do. I said, can you hold up and let me in front of you so I can get out of this HOV lane? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Fuck you, motherfucker. I said, bro, so you going off on me, but you won't let me in front of you, man? Come on, man. And I was talking to him like that, man. And I'm laughing. But in my way, dude, if he wasn't like an older guy, I probably would have just pulled out and peeled out. But dude, he would just have me laughing, dude, because he was so into this, though.
Yeah, man.
Like, I mean, he was so like pissed off at me getting the HOV lane, dude. He called me cheaters, told me all type of stuff.
Some
man.
people, some people want people to follow the rules of the world, man.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah. Like, I told him he was right. I said, "You right, bro." Yeah. I said, "You right, man."
Being right wasn't enough for him, man. Like he wanted justice, man. Like oh, man, wanted justice. I was in a. Just speaking of people like that, we were in a we went to a casino club after the khaki ball. We went to a casino club after the khaki ball. We live close, so we went home and changed. But it was a couple people in there with khakis on, right? And this dude came up to like one of the dudes and he was like, hey, what you doing in here with your khakis on? My wife worked for NCIS, and like he brought the dude over to his wife or whatever. He was like, hey, they in here with khakis on. Like they can't be in a club ordering drinks with like that uniform. And this dude was a civilian. Like he wasn't even in the military. He was like, they can't like you can't do this. And then this other dude, like another chief, he started arguing with the dude or whatever. Like, yo, he could do what he want. Boom, boom, boom. I was like, yeah, that's crazy. Like people just like who are these regulators in the world, man? Like it's like
out the blue. Why are you even talking to me?
Yeah.
Why are you at my table right now?
Yeah.
Can I get my drink, man?
Like
Can I get my drink?
I'm like, we just came from khaki bar. It's drinks there. Like we could drink in our khakis.
I know.
These dudes is sick, man. But what's up with you, man? Like how's everything? Like medically, like what's going on?
Oh man. Oh, bro. So, I mean, you know what? I want to say this first, man. I want to thank everybody out there, man. I know everybody be hearing my stories about my back and my pain and all that stuff, man. But you guys gonna know the whole entire story by the time this shit ends. But you guys know it's been like 3 months now. They shit gave up yet. So I went yesterday, man, and the guy, dude, and I was taken back a little bit, man, about
That's a funny choice of words. Taken back.
Taken back? I know, right? Taken back. So he had me doing these calf raises, man, right? So he first told me to start on the so my left leg doing this, the sciatic nerve in my left leg that's jacked up. So he told me to do calf raises in the right. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then he told me to do these calf raises on the left leg. Bro, I couldn't do but like 4 or 5, like real. And he said, your leg then got weak.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking like, what? Dude, I literally could not do calf raises, man.
Yeah.
So now they want me to do tests on that nerve to see if it's damaged and all type of stuff like that. So, so with all that being said, man, ain't nothing getting better, man. It took me like 40 minutes to walk up there to his office, man.
Yeah.
That's how many breaks I took, man.
Yeah, we getting old. We getting old, man. We getting old. I walked around the corner with my mom. Hey, Mom. I know my mom be listening, right? But I walked around the corner with my mom one day, man. We took a walk, and I was happy for her because it was progress. She had got surgery and stuff. Our stuff was messed up. It took us about an hour and 20 minutes, man. Like, it was me, her, and the dog. Mom's had to take so many breaks, man. Her back was hurting and stuff like that, man. So, and I hope, my stuff and my knee, my knee gets bad too. You know what I mean? Like I got to ice it. Every time I run, I kind of started it's almost to a point where I'm walking with a permanent limp. You know what I mean? But, me like walking with my mom, she's like, hey, hold on. Hold on real quick. Like, we gotta stop.
Bro. I'm like, oh, give me a second.
But it's it's just that older age, man, that wear and tear you put on your body. If you used to play, I used to play a lot of sports. I ran a lot. If you do all that stuff after a while, and then we do this engineering thing, this Navy thing, and like doing stuff on a non-skid, and just after a while, it's just your body just breaking down. I remember I told somebody, I'm like, yo, because the night before my 30th birthday, I ran, right? Like 7 miles. It was normal for me at that time to run around that amount of miles. But I was doing it a lot, right? So I would do like a 9 mile, 8 miles, 7, 6. But the night before my birthday, it was 7 miles. Man, I woke up on December 7th. I was in so much pain, man. I'm like, where is... And it was like, I was 30. It was like, damn, 30 hit. You know what I mean? So I can't imagine being over. Shout out to all. I be seeing a lot of Master Chiefs out there working out, getting it in. Shout out to all of them, older cats that's still kind of getting it in, staying in shape, man. Y'all inspire me. Now, but that brings me to a thought, right? Because I was just like, one of our recruiter friends, they just posted something about that you could be 42 years old and join the military. Like you can enlist. You can enlist at 42.
Man, I thought it was like 37, 38, 42.
Yeah. So, I'm looking that up. Now, I can't I try to verify it, and everywhere I went, it was like just Google or military.com. And it did say between 18 and 42, right? But she had just posted it like it was new information, right? So I don't know if it was new information or whatever, but when I Googled it, it did say like between 18 and 42. Imagine being 42. You know what I'm saying? Like, matter of fact, let me ask you. Well, let me ask you two questions. If you had to join the military today, right, with all the knowledge that you know about the military and today's culture, would you join it?
No. And I think the reason why I wouldn't join it, man, I think is just so many other things right now that you could be doing, besides being taken from your family, besides doing all this stuff, man, going on deployments. I think it's so many more things that you could be doing. Now, are you saying at this age, or are you saying if I was still 18 years old and joined?
Well, that's two questions.
That this,
That's
yeah,
two questions. If you were 18,
yeah,
if you were 18 years old, and I don't want to confuse anybody. So if you were 18 years
yeah.
old and you knew what you know now in this state of the culture or whatever like that, would you join the military at 18?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Now, if I was taking away my situation when I joined, I will say no. But if I was still in my same situation, I'd be like, yes. But I feel like it's so much stuff that you can do right now, man. Like it's so many, man, the internet. Like I ain't have internet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's so the internet, social media by itself, to me, mean it's so many things that you could do now, man. There's so many things you can get into. So much free shit you could get, man. You can go to school probably probably can do 4 years free. It's a way you can like navigate that stuff now, man.
Mm-hmm.
With grants and all this stuff. Back then, man, I ain't know nothing about none of that stuff. Only thing I want to do, I ain't want to go to school. And now as I done been, like you said, knowing what I know now, going to school, I wish I would have knocked that shit out way earlier. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's most definitely what if I had the knowledge I had now, I probably would join.
All right, so now
How
let's
about you?
get a. Oh, you gonna ask me?
No, go ahead. Oh, yeah.
No. I'll answer that question. I probably would not join. Knowing what I know now, I know that sounds bad, I guess, but knowing like in this day and age right now, I wouldn't, because I joined originally, like a part of why I joined originally was like to get out, right? To get out of something, like
Yeah.
whatever it is I was in, I joined to get out of it, right? I was juggling different thoughts and ideas. I was looking for like a way out. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of people in the military kind of got that same inception story. Like something was happening. I talked to people who like had jobs, went to college, but then they just got like into like just this weird situation in their life and they needed a way out. Or younger people who just knew after high school it wasn't going to be much and they just needed a way out. Me, I was in this weird situation where I wasn't that old. Like I didn't go too far into the workforce, but I also graduated high school kind of early. So I was in this weird situation. Whatever that situation was, it was like nothing was clear. Like it wasn't a clear path and future. So I knew like, and I needed like some stability. So I knew that the military would give me that stability. And then in that time, it was enough stability to fund what I felt like was my music career, right? Or would have been my music career, but the military became a successful thing for me. But and now I wouldn't join because it's a lot of ways to create wealth or stability outside of that. You know what I mean? And it's just more in the direction of where the world is going that I wouldn't join. Not much where the military is going, but I don't even think like back then, like the military as an option was like in our face. You know what I mean? Like nowadays, like the military as an option is not really in your face like that no more. Like we talk about it, like I don't really see recruiters that much like how I used to be, like just walking around in a mall. But I'm starting to go outside more and I'm seeing some junior ROTC. I'm seeing some people active, but to me, it was a lot different when we were younger, especially after 9/11. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it was just a lot different. So I probably wouldn't have joined. It probably wouldn't even been an option for me. And again, I was living with my aunt and uncle who were both vets who had, both retired from the military. So it was a good, and all of their friends and everything. So it was a kind of
But
a
you
good
also, man,
community.
and just to piggyback on yours though, man, I can see you all, man, being online with with the rapping and all that stuff they do now, man. They go online and do all that stuff. I can see you posting videos or something like, or having, you can put an album on freaking social media. Now, you know what I mean? When you were younger, man, I most definitely don't see you.
Well,
you join.
yeah, man. And then when
social media wasn't nearby like it was when you came in, right? Social media on a whole nother level now.
When it's crazy because I was doing the dumb like when I was young, like in high school, I was doing the dumb stuff like the class clown type stuff that like a kid would go, like I was going into like your like Taco Bells and stuff with like my own cup and like pouring the juice inside my cup and like, you know, getting kicked out. Like I was doing all that dumb stuff and like, you know, cracking on people, rapping on buses. Like none of this stuff was documented because that wasn't the world that, you know, we were in. Like we were still in a world where you, as a music artist, you was like making demo tapes and giving your demo tapes to somebody, you know. And when you young like that, you know, you're a little bit more risky when it comes to your decisions, you know. So it was, you could take more risk, you know, like you older now, you just kind of like, you got family, you got things, you can't really be as risky or doing the dumb shit. So I definitely probably would have, I probably would have went viral or something, you know, young, and probably for doing something stupid, like not even music, you know what I mean? But I was doing all the dumb, stupid kids stuff, man. You know, my mom came up to school a couple times and smacked me up, man. I know my mom probably ain't gonna like hear that, but she came to school one time. She gripped me up in front of my whole class, man. And I probably would have went viral for that because I'm sure that would have been, you know, documented or whatever. But I mean, and again, I was young, man. I was young. I went to every kind of school you could go to, man. I went to high school, night school, summer school. Like I went to every kind of school you could go to. But I was having fun, man. I was having fun. So yeah, this probably definitely wouldn't have been it for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But now let's go to 42. Let's go to 42 with the bones and the body. Like, could you see yourself join it?
Ain't no way I could join at 42, man. And mostly because now I put it like this: if I was 42 and I was trying to join, and I'll be thinking about the military, and I'll be thinking about, man, I better be in probably some of the best shape of my life. I'll probably be thinking like that, right?
Yeah.
So I'm assuming I'm going to be in shape, right? That's not going to be the issue.
Yeah.
The issue is these freaking kids, man.
Yeah.
I don't think I could deal with these attitudes and how these kids talk these days. And I'm 42 years old, man.
You're gonna be.
I'm talking about my kids myself. Like right now, my kids, how they act and how they nose turn up and how they look to the left and to the right. Dude, I can't want to take that in my own house. So I can know if all these rest of these kids, man, they don't even know me, how they'll be acting, man.
Like how would you be like? Would you be like the 42-year-old in college, like kind of like on your own with your books, or would you be like that 42-year-old with an 18 to 20-year-old friend group? Like you just 42 going to get child with?
Yeah. Because I got life experience, bro. You know what I mean? Now I know how to study. You know what I'm saying? So I know how to do all these little things now. And you got these kids now, man, they probably read something one time and they got it and they got their own little way they gonna do it.
Yeah.
No, I got to do my shit in steps. Like step 1, step 2.
Imagine
step
being
3.
like 42, you know, coming home from boot camp. Like to your wife, man, you got your Yeezys and your Mary on or whatever. She like, yo, like, who are you becoming? Like you've been chilling with like 18-year-olds. You've been chilling with. You got a TikTok now. She like, yo, you changing.
Little boys be like, you going to the club?
Yeah, you
club
changing,
tonight, OG?
Man.
Nah, OG staying at home, man.
Yeah,
OG.
Yeah, 42,
OG
man.
ain't hitting Club Metro. Was it Club Metro? Club Nitro?
Club Nitro.
No, OG
man.
ain't hitting Club Nitro. I'm not gonna make that one.
Did you go there when you was in boot camp? You went to Club Nitro?
Was it Nitro?
Yeah.
Yeah, I went.
For real? How was it?
Yeah, it wasn't. All that.
I never really went, man. I never really been like a club person. Like you got to drag me to the club. Now that I'm older, like I can own it and I don't mind saying it. When I was younger, my friends, like my boy P, man, hey, get up, dog. Like, you know, you can't really, it ain't even like a no to P. Like, get up, dog. Like, meanwhile, I'm broke. We got you. Come on, let's go. Let's go to the club.
Yeah.
Yeah, drag me out. They dragged me out to the club, man. And it's like, and in them young ages, for me, it was like, I'm not comfortable here, so it's nothing really for me to do. So I'm going to just get drunk. You know what I mean? Then when I get drunk, now I'm just doing dumb stuff. Like, trying to talk to. It's been moments where I've been in a parking lot trying to talk to every lady in the lot, like everyone, like every our college campus, like they could be in the same friend group, I was that dumbass.
Like you don't want me, how about you?
Yeah, like from you to you to you to you to you, because it's just clubs. I never was a confident dancer. Like clubs was just never my thing. Now some people, they comfortable in that inability to dance. You know what I mean? But I just never was a confident dancer. My family, my mom and my sisters, they like scarred me for life when they told me I couldn't dance. They didn't know how much that would have affected me. that would have affected me in the future. But yeah, man, I don't know, man. 42, I don't know. Good luck, y'all.
You know, man, we had this guy in the season this year, man, 53.
Yeah. Yeah, you was talking about it. You was talking about
it. It was different, bro. It was different.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure
it's different, man.
Yeah, I'm sure some of that, hit him. He got messed with or whatever. I'm sure some of that hit him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Granddaddy, man. Granddaddy got hit up on, man.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like, so let me ask you a question, right?
Yeah.
Because you're a part of a regional. You're a part of a regional Chiefs mess.
Yeah.
Does your command have a Chiefs mess as well?
No.
Right. So
and I mean, just real quick, I'm not happy about it. I want our own little mess, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But we can't do it. Of course, it's money involved, it's bylaws, it's all type of stuff. But we always talk about it. We always bring it up. But we got freaking, I don't know how many different UX, you know what I mean, that's under CNSP, but we can't have our own mess though.
Well,
so it's only one mess.
Where I'm at, it's a regional mess and regular like command messes. And the only thing about that to me that I find like tricky is when you actually thinking about things to do for the young sailors, because it's multiple sailors from multiple commands. So as a regional mess, it's like, how do we support these junior sailors or whatever from other commands that actually have messes? And then so that's something I'm thinking about. I had this thought, and I know it's probably weird and off the beaten path, and it'll probably but it was like, yo, could we give interest-free loans to junior sailors? And I asked somebody that, right? I'm like, yo, what's your thoughts on like interest-free loans to junior sailors? Like, does that sound like loan sharkish or whatever? But if we gave $250 to like a sailor that needed money, it's funny, I wasn't even going to talk about this, but if we gave like $250 to like a sailor that needed money in an emergency, does that look weird? Does that look like the mess is trying to, because it's like, how can we give back? Now, meanwhile, they would have to pay it back, but it'd be like $25, a month, or $50 a month for however long it takes. And then somebody was like, well, how can you control that? It's like, all right, just establish a cap. So our cap for money out at a time is $1,000. So the most you could do is give out 4 $250 like loans at max. And if a seller need $100, they get. But I don't know. That was just a weird thought, and it might have expired already. But I was like, damn, like, because
I mean, that's a good idea, because I mean, I know you got Navy relief out there, man, and I know some money I think can give you up to a certain number, you ain't even got to pay it back.
Yeah.
But you hit them up a couple times real quick. Now you can't go back.
Oh no, yeah, they like
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You can't keep going to that well, man. So yeah, I mean,
I'm probably still banned from Navy relief, man. I probably still can't go to Navy relief
right now. Young kids, man, coming in, man, shit's rough, bro. It's when I came in, I know many a days, many a nights I ain't have nothing, not a quarter in my account, man. So what you saying, man, is real though. When it comes to these sailors just sitting, and that would some of this stress come from, some of this stuff that's be happening because they got there buying these $700 and $800 shoes, bro.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, like $1,000 shoes, and they ain't got no freaking money. You know what I mean? It's just real.
Well, sometimes they got families, and I know you want to. I know you got that shoes is something to talk about. Sometimes they got families, bro. Like a kid or two.
Yeah.
Maybe that's, maybe that goes into why they join. Another thing is like the sellers that like, because where I'm at, we get sellers that got dropped from the academy, right? That's just like how it works. So, and then they get in this weird, like they could be mishandled. Like sellers that got dropped from the academy could be like really, really mishandled to where it's like they in like this limbo. So some of them be like in the Navy, right? And not getting checks, like not getting paychecks. Because when you're in the academy, you're a civilian or whatever, right? You're a student, you're a
Do you even
civilian.
get it? Do you even get a paycheck? Or do they get something? They probably get a little bit of allowance, I'm assuming.
Well, when
but not like a real.
when they get dropped from the academy, and some of this I don't know, but I'm just going off experience from what I've seen. So when they get dropped from the academy, right? They get a rate, like they get rated. They become like sailors, bro. So I can't get too deep into this, but like, so I was talking to a seller, right? I can't get too deep into it, but I was talking to a seller, and I was like, "Yo, how you doing?" The seller was like, "I'm good, senior, working, trying to get my stuff." Then I gave that look. I'm like, "Yo, how you doing?" Broke down, bro. Broke down. Tears, crazy, right? The double, hey, if you out here and you trying to, communicate with your sellers, and I don't give that much advice, but sometimes that double how you doing works. Like
you can tell too, right? You can tell when you got to do that double.
Yeah.
You can look at the face.
Yeah,
you can
when
look
they
at
ain't looking at you on that first how you doing, when they not looking at you and they just talking and they rambling and it's all about achievements and accomplishments, then you get that eye contact and you look at them like, "Oh, how you doing?" And then it's like it's warm and they just break, and it's not really about breaking them, but it's about getting them to break down and be open and honest and like, because it's ways that we can help, so, but that's neither here nor there. But and that's connected to a story about academy drop. So like, man, like a seller like was dropped from the academy and like just went home, right? Or something, like went home. Thought like the Navy thing was over, and like a year later gets hit up by the Navy, like, "Yo, you owe us time." You know what I'm saying? You owe us time or whatever. And then in this time, it's like, it's some money owed. It's like thousands of dollars owed. And it's like, so when you come back and you get these checks, we pretty much taking all your checks from you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how do you live like that? You know what I mean? You can only hit up Navy, Marine Corps, Relief Society, like so much. They can't like stipend your whole entire life. You know what I mean? You got a car, so it's like you got to pull together and like do what you got to do to take care of, sellers, man. It's some sad stories out here. And I know a few academy drops at this point that, and then like even with the state of PSD and where it is, and I know I'm rambling a little bit, but I know a few academy drops that have had like hard times, like whether it be uniforms, like trying to get uniforms, or the paperwork is all weird because it's in Annapolis, because they's not even at PSD. Like their information ain't even it's between Great Lakes and Annapolis. Like that's where like the jumble of like paperwork and confusion is, somewhere between Great Lakes and Annapolis. Like we gotta do better with these academy drops, bro. I wish I had like more information, or I didn't really respect the privacy of some of them. Not that I wish I didn't really respect, but in respects to the privacy of some of these people, I can't say too much of the story. But we got to do better when it comes to people that get kicked out the academy, man. Like they shouldn't have to go through some of the stuff that they have to go through.
Man, also, man, with that being said, man, I know you talk to some people, but hey, drop us some in the timeline or something, man. Drop a comment or something on how this works, because I don't know that process either, man. About like, because I know everybody don't make it through.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So what happens to these? What do they go? Do they become deck seamen? They become firemen?
Transient. They come where I work. I'm telling you, they come where I work.
Okay.
That's where they come.
Okay.
Like they come where I work and become transients. Two of them I know.
And what's that?
Two of them. First two of them I know they nukes, right? So they got raided and they nukes. Like a TPD, like transient. Until until they either get out or go out to sea or whatever, depending on I guess whatever it got to do with time and stuff.
Because
like that.
I'm assuming if you a certain rate or whatever, all right, well, you at the academy, so you're trying to be an officer or whatever, and you don't make it through this, you still can be an officer though, right? You just can't be a certain officer, or you had to go, or you just at the whole academy period.
I mean,
You know
what
what I
you
mean?
mean?
You
I
just
mean, if you
done.
get kicked out the academy, I mean, if you can't stay at the academy, you how you gonna be
Yeah,
an
you can't.
officer?
You got to finish it. I'm sure you got to finish a certain portion, right? Of
Yeah.
it to even. Yeah. Okay.
No,
Yeah, man,
I mean,
it's
I
crazy.
think this whole if it's your fourth year and like
Yeah.
you on your last semester and they let you go, I think you're going. Like I don't think you
Hold
like
up,
yeah, I don't think you like I
hold up.
still should be
Hold up. I
officer.
ain't done.
Yeah, I don't.
Nah,
But
I done 4 years, player.
yeah,
Y'all need to reevaluate this
that ain't
situation.
happening. Yeah, I don't think that's happening. Like, I mean, we might need, we might need some information, but I don't think that's happening, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So please
Definitely.
let's do better, with those people. Let's do better with those people. And speaking of doing better, we should do better. You gotta do better.
Yeah, man, I gotta do better, man. And man, look, I know. Before I say this, I'm gonna say I know that I didn't sit here and then talked about
Pharmacy.
medical a couple times. Last
Pharmacy,
time I talked
man.
about the ITs though, right? Like the SORF one, but this time I need I need a little bit more empathy. I don't know if I'm using the right word in this right now, but I'm gonna say empathy. If you guys know I'm in a bad state of mind, I'm hurting, can you guys show that same like don't be in there cracking jokes and stuff. You know what I mean? While we talking, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I'm here hurting up in the doctor's office one day, man. Like I'm hurting up in there.
Yeah.
But I need you guys to feel me, man. You know what I mean? Like feel what I'm going through and not kind of like just treat me like I'm just another person that walk in the door.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's how I feel like I'm being felt. Like I'm just another person in line. Let me check what you got going on and get you the hell up out of here.
So what you want? What type of treatment you want?
No, I need you to not even like I want a little bit more like be into the conversation.
Like what?
You know what I mean? Like at least show that you give a fuck about what I got going on right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm up there talking, bro. They up there talking. He got med people in there with him too, like some med students.
Uh-huh.
And man, I'm up there talking about my shit, and he asking them questions about like if he got this, what that mean? Man, that mean you ain't even into what I got going on, man. Like you know what I'm saying? You ain't even talk. Then he asked me where I was from, and I was like, I'm from Gulfport. Dude, he didn't pull Gulfport up on the computer, bro.
Yeah.
No, how about you think about this leg, man?
Yeah.
Let's talk about this leg. Let's talk about this back. But I do tell you,
I was just gonna ask, can I push back, man? Can I defend Corman and medical?
No, man. I don't want you to defend him.
All right,
man.
well, I'm still gonna defend him. I'm still gonna. I was just asking, you know what I mean? Like, that's how I look at it, though. That's how I look at it, man.
Yeah.
And we talked about this on a pod like a year ago, but it's like, man, yo, they probably see 25 Damon leggings a day or worse.
Yeah.
A day. Like to a certain.
But I still think they should be into like all
every single one. Every one. I mean, this is an important conversation. So everyone.
Yeah.
How though?
I think so, bro.
How?
I think so. Look. When I say into the conversation, bro, I'm more about like let's be in tune to what's going on with the patient. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I'm getting something out of what you're talking about. If I feel like I'm getting something out of what you're talking about, I'm good. I'm like, okay, we here, we talking. Okay, I got it. I'm vibing. Man, when you start talking about everything else up in here and laughing and coking and joking and stuff, man, I'm like, God damn, man.
Is it because of the human aspect that you saying that?
Yeah. Most definitely. And it's me.
Yeah, because I'm only asking that because, well, that's selfish, but I'm only asking that other part because, like, CCO, like if 16 divisions came down to your shop about like CCOLs and all of them had like a sob story of why they CCOL got hit or whatever, it wasn't signed, that they needed an updated one. I'm only thinking like eventually, like y'all not gonna care about the stories because I'm looking at like a doctor, like I'm looking at medical, like a detailer or whatever, like. How many, like, I can't care about every single.
But see, this is the thing, bro. This is the thing. After I walk out of that door, you could have played the game. I don't care.
Yeah.
I feel like you got to play that game though.
Yeah.
You in the business of playing that game. You know what I mean? Like if somebody come talk to me about Cecil Wells, in my mind, I might be, man, get the fuck out of here.
That's strip club. That's strip club mentality, man. That's like strip club mentality. Like where it's like everybody's special.
Look, I got a Julius Sailor coming there talking to me about Cecil Wells. I ain't gonna point to the dough. You know what I mean? I'm saying, come on in, man. Let me try to help you out.
You gonna sit him down? You gonna sit him down in the shop?
Well, depending on what it is. I'm gonna sit him down, or I'm gonna tell, hey, go see DC whoever. You know what I mean? He'll help you out or whatever. I'm not gonna just be like, get up out of here, man.
All right, like I'm gonna be straight with y'all, Chiefs, Junior Sellers, all y'all. I'm gonna be straight with y'all. If your light bulb messed up, man, if your light bulb is out, it's a lot of light bulbs out. It's a lot of light bulbs out. Grab the trouble call log it, and we gonna get to it. Like, it's a lot of light bulbs out. Your light bulb is not the most important light bulb on my trouble call list. I love y'all. I'm gonna take care of y'all.
Hey, man, don't even get me started on that trouble call log, man. Hey, man. So, not even like on the ship we was on, not on the ship we was on, but I remember being on a ship, man. That trouble call log was like, hey, ain't nothing. You was more like, you was about the trouble call log, but you would still help some motherfuckers out.
Oh no, I'm a helpful person. Dude. If I was a medical, like right now I'm just debating, because if I was a medical person, I would make Damon Leggins feel special. Like I would. I'm a helpful person, but you know.
But hey, one ship, that trouble call log, bro. If it wasn't in that trouble call log, you don't even going up in there. Don't even talk to me about it.
Yeah.
Don't even say, I'm talking about first question coming out of my, hey man, I got this. Is it in trouble call log?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it ain't even a conversation. If it ain't in that trouble call, if it's not a job written, it's not in that trouble call, it's not even a conversation about it. But that's a standard they set. So you already knew that though. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like they set that standard, and that's what it was.
Because electricians get done dirty, bro. Like we get.
But on the flip side of that,
we the most disrespected rate in the Navy.
I think we are. Stay true. But on the flip side of that though is now with the whole electrician world, they come in, they ask for something, and they getting pushed back too. For no reason. I mean, I ain't gonna say it for no reason.
Who asked for something? Electricians you talk about?
Electrician. Say for example, this ain't what happened. I'm just saying for example. Now your electrician, coming in after hours to get some DC training.
Yeah.
Nah. Come back at this time.
Yeah.
When you easily can sit down there and get some DC training. Easy day.
Yeah.
But no, they're not gonna do it because you know what I mean. Last time I talked to you, bro, you were telling me about that trouble.
Yeah, and that's dirty because it's like it's 100 lights out. Like they just trying to do their job, right? Like electricians get disrespected so much, man. People come up to you in a P-way about like that light. Yeah, I remember, man. We wound up putting the trouble call log outside the shop. Like we don't even need the trouble. Let's put the trouble call. You know what happened to that trouble call log? It got sabotaged. It got disrespected. Like they disrespected our trouble call log. People don't fill it out. Like they don't fill it out right. Like the last one, they don't. It's like nothing. Like we the most disrespected rate in the Navy, man.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you what we should do, bro. I know we can get off topic a little bit on my shit, but I want to say this though. Even with the light bulbs, man. Just get that shit to the divisions. Let them order their own shit. Let them do their own shit. Right? Same thing with DCPOs, man, to a certain extent, though, with the DCPOs.
No, but
a lot of times people just don't. Yeah. People just, no, I said to a certain extent because people just don't know certain things about, you know what I mean? Like if you don't know, I don't know if you think you were still there when they turned over the ventilation.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Ventilation to all the division or whatever. Good. Motherfuckers, good. You know what I mean? Because people complain about what? The fan coil units all the time. Now, no, go change your own shit out now.
And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and you know which division wasn't confused? You know which division wasn't confused? The EM.
Yours?
Because we already been doing that PMS anyway.
You got point.
Yeah.
But let me tell you this though. Let me tell you why I was excited about that. Is that's the only thing that DCPOs have to do for tag out. was that. So now it's easy on me. Now I ain't got to worry about making sure somebody trained up on how to do tag, because a lot of rates don't do tag outs that much. So I ain't got to worry about that. Because what happens? They go to DCPO, then all the engineers be the one that's doing the tag out for them to do the work. So now you ain't got to worry about that no more. I'm loving it. And that's just the beginning. I'm telling you right now, it's just the beginning.
Let's go back to light bulbs.
Most of the shit going back to division.
Let's go back to that point you made about light bulbs, though.
Yeah.
On the ship, on our last ship, right? I say the name, the Peralta, on the Rafael Peralta, the GU115 on our last ship.
Which is different. I'm gonna tell you right now before you even finish. I'm saying it was different. Now go ahead.
What you trying to say your face about something, man?
I'm gonna throw how we had to do things.
You don't know. You don't even know what I'm about to say. Like
I just want to throw different out there first. I just want to throw that out there first. You don't even know what I'm
gonna say. I'm gonna say this on our last ship. When we would tell divisions, because you was talking about light bulbs, you said things would be better if the divisions could just order them. Y'all could just, like, y'all were able to just order light bulbs. Like y'all could have just done it, but like people would come to the shop and they'd be like, hey, like, I need 3 light bulbs. Like, and we like, yo, like we electricians, like we the most disrespected rate in the Navy. So that means that we got way more stuff to do than just like give people light bulbs. Like we got to go out on the deck place and get disrespected some more, right? But no, it's people coming to us every day like, hey, I need like 5 light bulbs. Like we need 20 light bulbs for our space. And the moment we be like, hey, you could order these yourself. People would be like confused. It would be moments that like. It would be moments that people would go back to their divisions and like tell their chiefs and divos, like, hey, I went to the EM shop and they ain't want to give me no light bulbs. They said that like I could just order them myself. And the chiefs and divos would come. Like, hey, bro, like hey, bro, I heard like my guys came down for light bulb. And I'm like, yeah, you like, and they like, yo, I heard like you guys, sent them away. I'm like, yeah, they told them they could order them themselves. They gave them the part numbers. They gave them everything for the LEDs and the regular fluorescents. They gave them everything they need. Dude's like, come on, bro. Like, yo, just like, I'm like, yo, you could order them yourself. It's true. Like just get your own light bulbs. Like, I remember telling somebody, it's like, nah, well, I thought the EMs kept all the lights. Because on my last ship, the EMs kept all the lights. I'm like, well, what kind of ship was that? It was an amphib. I'm like, all right, well, where do you think, like, if the EMs keep all the lights, like, for the whole ship,
where they gonna go?
Where you think they at? like, what space you think we got all of these damn lights at? You know what I'm saying? And, like, whenever we did keep all the lights, they'd be somewhere like the battery locker or somewhere that, like, we would have to, like,
they don't supposed to be.
Move them around before the space can inspect it. You know what I mean? So it's like, let's get these lights out to everybody on the ship. But nah, man, y'all did us so y'all did us dirty, man. Most disrespectful rate in the Navy.
So let me put this in perspective a little bit though, man. Like we talking about lights. We could be talking about everything on the Rafael Peralta on things that was like what I would say low priorities on certain situations. Rafael Peralta, that shit was high priority.
Yeah.
If we did a zone inspection, you better have all your spanner wrenches. You better have all your whatever the case may be. Your lights better be working. If they not, you may not go home, player.
Yeah.
You may not. Your shit got to be fixed. You know what I mean? So that's probably why those light bulbs was so freaking important, because somebody ain't going home probably, man. You say go order them light bulbs. Now that's gonna take another 2 weeks to come in.
Yeah. Another form of disrespect. The zone inspections and the DITs. So zone inspections and DITs, right? So, you knew.
Don't get us started, bro.
You knew that 15 light bulbs in your space was out weeks before your DITs or zone inspection. You knew it, but nah, a week out.
And then look, I'm gonna say one thing. We gonna move on, man. I'm saying one thing. And how about it DITs, man, when you got those jobs that you just written for those light bulbs, and then the CO be like, electrician ain't got no light bulbs. Yeah, they told us to order myself.
Yep. Yep. A week out.
Roll the bus over you, bro.
Yep. They finally hit and pushing. Then they had that debrief, like, yeah, we talked to the EMs. The EMs ain't, doing it. And, then Chang will say something, and then, like, you get somebody, they would come look at our trouble call book, right? They would come like, well, let me see this. Where it's at, right? It'll be Chang or maybe just Chang. And he'd be like, well, let me see this. Yeah. And then it's like, hey, sir, like, they just added this job today. Like he's like, yo, they just put y'all on blast. So it's always supply. I love supply. Like I don't ever want to get bad blood with the CSs and the SHs. I love y'all, right? But y'all was the ones that always put us. It was y'all suppos, yo. The suppos, y'all always put us on blast when the CO start getting in y'all ass. And then whenever they come down, they see that y'all just put the job in today. Y'all just put that shit in today. Stop messing with us like that. Most disrespected rate in the Navy, electrician. I just like to say that. My do better is we didn't went off tracks. Was that the end of your do better?
Yeah, that was the end. Yeah.
So this is my do better, and a lot of y'all might be upset with me about this, but because I don't do this often. But my do better is for sailors that don't want to go out to sea. Navy sailors that don't want to go out to sea. I don't care what moment, so background. Well, this is a soft background. This ain't the hard background. This is soft background. But a friend of mine, she just called me. Her daughter, she trying to join the Navy. And she was asking me questions. So I asked her a couple questions, but one of them was, do you know that it's a high possibility that we could be going to war soon, right? And she was like, yeah, I know. I'm like, with who? And then she said, with who, and everything like that. But then the next question I asked her was like, do you know that she want to be a corpsman, HM? So I'm like, do you know, like, if you be a HM, I'm like, you could work at a hospital? I'm like, but you could be FMF, and, that's like out in the field. Like, actually, I'm like, or you could be on a ship. And I'm like, they like 3 of the main places that, from what I know, where you could be as a corpsman. And then like the last question I asked her was like, do you know that it's a high, like a 95% chance that you'll be on a ship? Like you'll be out at sea going for months and months and everything like that. Like damn near like guaranteed that you're going to be out to sea, right? And I asked that for a reason, because even people that join, at this point now, I've spoken to way too many first-term sailors that like are like shook up by the potential of like underway time or like sea duty. Like, and it's like you join, like if I joined the Air Force, and there's some people in the Air Force that like this would never happen, but if I joined the Air Force, I would expect to go into an airplane, like, and be in the sky. You know what I'm saying? If I joined the Army or the Marines, I would have an expectation, like boots on ground somewhere. Maybe driving in a tank or something like that. And I'm thinking about as just a civilian who don't know nothing about the military. I'll be like, I'm probably going to drive in a tank one day. Not even knowing what's going to happen in my job. But if I joined the Navy, the place with all the ships and boats and, stuff like that, I would expect at some point to be on a ship. And I would expect to be on a ship for a period of time. And I've seen sailors like cry at the potential of sea duty, or the potential of, going on deployment. And it's like, yo, you have to do better. Like, this not a do better where like, I'm like blaming you, but this a do better where like, you need to educate yourself that like, yo, this place with these ships, they operational ships, unless you LCS. It's like that. Them LCS,
get on them LCS community. Get on them LCS community. Get him.
The LCSs, I see y'all, man. Y'all making them 4, but y'all going out, man. Little 3 butters.
They'll make 3 months, bro. They'll make
LCS just completed the deployment across the coast of California. Y'all about
get on them LCS community, get him.
12 nautical. Yeah, she stayed about 12 nautical miles away from the shoreline. We rode her from Florida to Philly and back to Florida. Successful deployment. No, but Hey, I love y'all. LCS, y'all my people. I love y'all. And it's been some LCSs. I think one just completed a successful deployment somewhere or whatever like that, right? But yeah, man, like you gotta expect to go out. Like you have to expect to go out to sea and be underway and like live that lifestyle. Like that's a part of being a sailor. Rough seas, water.
Yeah,
like and in my opinion, that's the best part. That's been the best part for me is sea duty. It's always the worst part when you live in it, right? You hate it when you live in it. But it's in hindsight, like I'm gonna remember my sea duty moments more than my shore duty moments for the most part. Because shore duty is kind of like show up, do your work, get the hell out of there, whatever. You could do some stuff better, like your Seller 360 programs and different stuff like that. But when it comes to like you actually doing your job, working and like having those memories, most of my memories are from like out at sea or whatever like that. So I just think like, sailors, it's like a lot of first timers, but like we got to do better in educating ourselves in the potential of going. And I'm saying this very nice, but we got to do better in educating ourselves in the potential of going out to sea. Like that should be expected.
Well, yeah, and you're right, man. Like I think you're starting at the right spot too, though. When they young, educating them young. You know what I mean? So they know, man. I mean, of course, when they get older, they're gonna make their own decisions when they be in for a while. But you can't. And I'm gonna tell you this, man. It's a mindset.
Yeah,
it's a mindset. If you know you about to go out of the sea for 3 years, you about to go out of sea for 4 years, or whatever the case may be, you know it, bro. That's your mindset. I know I got to go out here and kick some ass for 3 years.
Yeah.
So that's now I'm built for that. I'm built for that now. If you're not built for that, you going in and you're gonna be blindsided, man. You're gonna literally get blindsided because right now, if you don't really understand ship schedules right now, you're gonna get blindsided.
Yeah.
You all over the place, man. You all over the place. It's inspection after inspection. Be ready to get your shit together so you can be, ain't gonna say flawlessly because that's hard, but I'm gonna say to be ready for these inspections because now it's so many inspection teams. Dude, it's so many inspection teams. You just gotta be ready.
How do you
be ready?
But how do you handle the conversation though? Like I'm still developing like my skill set on how to handle the conversation when the sellers say they don't want to go out to sea. Because my natural mind is like, we in the Navy, like it's a part of Navy, what we do. So how do you?
That's a hard.
Like, what do you do?
That's a hard conversation. I don't know if I can even be. I don't know if I can. I can sugarcoat that any kind of way to say it a certain way. To tell you the truth, and give me a little time, I may come up with something. But right now, I'm like you, man. We're in the Navy.
Yeah.
I mean, what's your expectations? You know what I mean? Like, what's your expectation? What's your job? You probably got most rates in the Navy. They're at sea rates.
Yeah, seagoing rates.
That's not. But the rest of them is sea duty rates. How are you going to get out of not going to sea and stay in the Navy?
Yeah,
I don't understand. You most definitely in the wrong job, the wrong field and I probably can help them with that. Find out who they can talk to and find out a program to help them out the Navy because if you don't want to go to sea, I don't think you should be in the Navy.
Yeah, because I normally ask, I'm like, yo, is it you got any other issues? Like, I see somebody crying or something, you anything else? No, it's just that I don't want to go to sea, senior. And I'm like, okay, well, it's like, I don't like, what else? Like, I don't know what to do here. Like this is a part of it. Like, it's the nature of the beast.
You to talk to somebody, but it sure ain't, you don't need to talk to me. I'm going to give you some professional help from somewhere.
Yeah, it's the nature of the beast.
You join the Navy and don't want to go to sea, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I got a do better update. It's the last episode I talked about like an officer that I had an exchange with that I said I needed to do better, based off the exchange. And I said I was going to talk to her. And, me being me, man of my word, even though I'm in one of the most disrespected race in the Navy, I'm a man of my word.
Yeah.
I went and talked to her. I saw her. I ran into her. We talked, man. She was cool, man. We laughed. We joked. She tried to get at me in person, though. Then she asked me, why couldn't, because I told her, I was like, yeah, I was talking about you, She was like, well, why couldn't you have me there, when you talked about me or whatever, I was like, yo, the way, like, with this vibe you got, man, like that wasn't going, like that, I wasn't gonna let you disrespect me on my own, on my program. You know what I mean? You ain't about to disrespect me on my program.
Man, that would be egging it on too.
Yeah, but
man.
nah, she was super cool, man. Funny. She wanted me to help her do something. She wanted me to help her out with something, man. It's funny, like what she wanted help with. Like she wanted me to help her find a venue for her promotion ceremony, but it was like off base. It was like she didn't want to do it on base, and I'm like, man, base probably the best place to do it at. But it's a lot of things that come along with doing it, where we work. But I just wanted to say, yeah. I ran into her like I said, we were going to do, and we had a good talk. We laughed. We, it was fun, man. She's super cool, man. So good,
nice.
Good luck to her. All right, but let's get into Hero of the Week. Right, let's get into Hero of the Week. Hero of the Week is the campaign for this Hero of the Week is World War II U.S. Army. That's the branch of service. Van Thomas Barfoot, right? Rank second lieutenant. The rank at the time of action was a technical sergeant. The conflict era is World War II. His unit command was 3rd Platoon, Company L, 3 Delta Battalion, 157th Infantry, 45th Infantry Division. He was in the Army. The Medal of Honor action date, May 23rd, 1944. Medal of Honor action place near Carano, Italy. Citation. Well, let me go back one time. Van Thomas Barfoot, Technical Sergeant Van Thomas Barfoot. Citation. For conspicuous gallantry and intrepidity at the risk of life above and beyond a call of duty on 23 May 1944 near Carano, Italy. With his platoon heavily engaged during an assault against forces well entrenched on commanding ground, Second Lieutenant Barfoot, then Technical Sergeant, moved off alone upon the enemy left flank. He crawled to the proximity of one machine gun nest and made a direct hit on it with a hand grenade, killing 2 and wounding 3 Germans. He continued along the German defense line to another machine gun emplacement, and with his Tommy gun killed 2 and captured 3 soldiers. Members of another enemy machine gun crew then abandoned their position and gave themselves up to Sergeant Barfoot. Leaving the prisoners for his support squad to pick up, he proceeded to mop up positions in the immediate area, capturing more prisoners and bringing his total count to 17. Later that day, after he reorganized his men and consolidated the newly captured ground, the enemy launched a fierce armored counterattack directly at his platoon positions. Securing a bazooka, Sergeant Barfoot took up an exposed position directly in front of 3 advancing Mark 6 tanks. From the distance of 75 yards, his first shot destroyed the track of the leading tank, effectively disabling it, while the other 2 changed direction toward the flank. As the crew of the disabled tank dismounted, Sergeant Barfoot killed 3 of them with his Tommy gun. He continued onward into enemy terrain to destroy the recently abandoned German field place with a demolition charge placed in the breach. While returning to his platoon position, Sergeant Barfoot, though greatly fatigued by his Herculean efforts, assisted 2 of his seriously wounded men 1,700 yards to a position of safety. Sergeant Barfoot's extraordinary heroism, demonstration of magnificent valor, and aggressive determination in the face of point-blank fire are a perpetual inspiration to his fellow soldiers. And he was awarded that while he was alive.
Nice. That was great, man. Guys doing great things, man. Like we talk about every week on our Hero of the Week. Yeah, he's a hero, man.
Yeah.
No doubt.
He single-handedly destroyed 2 machine gun nests, disabled a tank, and he took over 17 victims. He probably got about 9 kills. Like, this dude was like a hero out there.
I be thinking man, if I'm sitting down in a bunker somewhere, man, I see these machine gun nests, and I see them, and I'm like, man, I'm finna go ahead and try to get this. I gotta think now, what is my mindset to think that I am by myself is about to go up there and take on this machine gun nest? whew, that's and not only one, what, two? Yeah, I don't know, bro.
Yeah, and he's
most definitely a hero.
Yeah, he's just for as like a keynote. He's a Native American, right? So just so you know, we can note it. He's Native American, and this month is Native American Heritage Month. So you know that part went into like why I picked. But he's one of our Native American Medal of Honor recipients, and he he passed away at 92. You know what I mean? So he lived a long life, you know. So he went up against 3 German tanks and he won. You know what I mean? Him and his team, they won against 3 German tanks.
It's crazy, bro.
Yeah, man. So Van T. Barfoot. Sick. So I got a trip coming up to Jamaica, right?
Okay.
Yeah, man. And like I'm trying to do I'm trying to do everything, you know, you got to do to travel.
Yeah, you got to do. Yeah.
It's a lot of shit. You know what I mean? And I knew that I wasn't going to be able to really get the process started till, you know, after the season, just because of how taxing both things are. So I got all my training done. I got everything I need done. It's just so much stuff, man. Yeah. You know, it's one of them situations where it's nobody's emergency except yours. You know what I mean? Because I need like a month in advance in order to, you know, in order to get all my paperwork in. I need like a month in advance to get the request in and everything like that. So I finally got the request in. So man, like everybody, please just, you know, just wish me luck, man. Hopefully I could get this trip to Jamaica, man. And if you do plan on going overseas, just know that different places you go is different, like a lot of different requirements. You know what I'm saying? Like ISO prep stuff. ISO prep. Yeah, man. AT training. Like it's so much shit, man.
And most definitely as a leader, man, we know about this stuff and people want to go on these trips and stuff, man. And boy, I first thing I tell them, all right, get ready. You better start now.
Yeah.
It's a process.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's a process.
Hey, I got a question for you though.
Yeah, what's up?
So people come in, right? Because let's say somebody come in and they talk to your mess or they talk to your command or whatever, and they open the floor for questions. Are you like the kind of person that like has a question when they open the floor?
Well, no.
Why not?
But because I don't ask questions just to ask questions. Now, I would be lying if I didn't say it depends on who's speaking and who's talking. Because if I feel like, say, for example, if someone going to talk, say at my divisions, for example, somebody coming to talk to my division, and I know they're not going to ask questions, right?
Yeah.
So I will come up with a couple questions to get the flow going because it's my division, blah, blah, blah. If I'm in there with the CNO, I'm probably not going to be that guy. You know what I mean?
So you one of those.
I'm probably not.
So you one of those people that when you with your division, like you be like, hey, Top Snipe, what's your thoughts about, you know, us getting the spaces ready for NServe to get your division, to get your.
Hey, bro, why your voice changed like that, bro?
Because, you know, people, I know people that do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the chief and the chief in the group. Hey, CMC, what's your thoughts about, you know, liberty, overnight liberty? You know, knowing damn well
because you know why those questions get asked, bro. Because they're gonna ask me these questions time they leave. So I want to make sure I get those questions out there ahead of time. Man.
Yeah,
but yeah. Are you one of those guys ask like CNO and ask
I'm kind of scarred about that, right? But first, let me get into y'all sellers that be having questions. Y'all be talking all that shit, and then like when the people come, y'all got no damn questions. But ask y'all questions. But I'm kind of scarred from that. From I used to ask questions a lot, and then somebody was like, eventually, you know, you need to start coming up with some answers. You know, somebody told me like that.
Some solutions, right?
So then I would be the person that I never asked any question without a solution. Like, period. Yeah. You know, so even now, like as a chief, when like a force master chief or something comes in and they start talking, I'm really going in my head like, yo, is this a legit? It's been times I had questions, but it's like after the force left, then I feel like I do the justice that I should do by asking the CMC. Like, cause it's been times that like the force is there and I'm like, oh shit. And I think of something and then I'm like, yeah, I never asked CMC this though. Like, let me, give CMC the respect that CMC deserve and like ask CMC about this. Or let me figure out an answer and make a suggestion and do it like this. That's why it's like I never really, like whenever, because I feel like the only time I would have a question for like the MCPON or like a force or something like that, for me, just based on how I came up, is like if I already asked like everybody else and they didn't have the answers. I just would feel, and I remember like being places as a first class and like, I remember the career counselor came in before. I think I might have shared this, but the career counselor came in and started talking and like, one of my sellers had asked the career counselor a question about like TA. And I was in college at the time. Like I had all the answers. Like, and I'm like, yo, you could have asked me, afterward.
Yeah,
and they just, I ain't know. I mean, that was just a career counselor. And I went up to the career counselor. Yeah, I was serious about this shit, like helping myself. It's like, I went up to the career counselor, like, yo, like, next time, like, ask them if they ask the LPO first. You know what I mean? Like, and I had a good relationship with my seller, so I wasn't like, but it was like, yo, like, ask them, let's kind of like work together, man.
Yeah.
And the way I try to spin it was like, it'll decrease your traffic. Like, you don't have to like take care of them if I already did, but let them come to me. But I remember I took this shit way too serious. I'm sorry to all parties involved. But I just took it come to me. I was like, it was like some mafia type shit. You come to me. Like, you don't go to nobody else. But
you asked me that question first.
Yeah. So but that's how I look at it, like with the CMCs and stuff like that. So I'm always like, man, like I can't ask for this if I ain't talk to CMC about that. Yeah. So that's my thing. That's my thing. But y'all young sellers, man, my question to y'all is this, and I do want y'all to answer if y'all listening. Do y'all think that the shit is not going to be resolved? Ain't nothing going to happen anyway? And is that why y'all really don't ask any questions? I remember coming up when it used to be like, hey, MCPON coming. They going to ask y'all to ask questions. Let us know the questions first.
Yeah.
I wonder if that affects the sellers.
Want to vet them questions.
yeah. I wonder if that now affects like young sellers, like just the vetting of questions. Like I'm interested in the thoughts about all of that. I think the last.
And you know what though? You know what, man? Since you brought the vetting of the questions, why are we so scared of that though?
What, them asking dumbass questions?
As leaders. Yeah, as leaders, why are we so scared to let sailors ask their question without being vetted? Now, yes, I do know some sailors out there ask some crazy ass questions and then make you look like shit because it'd be like, what the fuck? But that may take some of the steam out of sailors asking.
Yeah, I think so.
You know what I mean? Because it could.
Yeah, I think so. And I mean, and everybody got a sense of humor, I think. But like, so we had when I was on shore duty, every time they did they did a weekly command quarters, it was a dude that asked a dumbass question like every time. The same dude. He wound up getting in trouble for this shit. But I remember like when I first got there, like the first week, he asked like this real dumbass question. And I'm sure people remember this guy, but he asked like this real dumbass question. And I was like, damn, that's a real stupid question for command quarters. Like, it was real stupid. I forgot what it was. But then the next week, he asked another question, like, just as dumb. And, like, we found out he was doing it on purpose, right? He just ain't take it serious. Like, so I think that's why, that goes at young sellers who might not know. It's a history of people asking really dumb questions. So that's why people vet. But yeah, like, is the vetting why y'all don't want us? Like, damn, I can't even ask a question without them wanting to know. Like, I'm interested, like, because a lot of things happen now where they open the floor and it's crickets. It's crickets. Yeah. And the reason, like I said, I gave my reason for why it's crickets because I'm always somebody like. I remember being places and people like, yo, you don't have questions? Like, so I'm always somebody that normally has like a question, but now I'm like, I want to be solution based. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right, I think my last topic is right before we started this thing, man. I'm interested in whatever you were saying about PT because I don't know nothing about that. But right before we started this thing, a video popped on a feed like these military members in training or whatever, and they were doing Molotov cocktail training, right? And it's like, you know, for us, like some of y'all, bitch, you ever been OC sprayed?
Yeah.
I haven't. I got out of it every time. You know what I'm saying? When I was with LCS, they talking about you know, before we go on deployment, you know, that's a joke in itself. You know what I mean? But they talk about before we go on deployment, y'all go get OC sprayed. And I'm like, man, y'all playing. We ain't about to go no damn deployment. Y'all ain't about to OC spray me for this fantasy deployment. Man. But they like, yeah. So, but I got out of that because I was just pretty much like a transient guy. So I got out of that. I went back to my regular command. Actually, I think I came to the Peralta or something like that. And then like somewhere else, I was supposed to get OC sprayed on shore duty because I was supposed to go to school because I was running the ASF program. So I was supposed to go to school. And then they was like, no, you can't go to school for it. Just, you know, just run it, you know. And then I'm like, all right. So I ain't get OC sprayed there. And I actually wanted to then, but I got out of it. But like, I can't imagine, you know, getting hit up about that Molotov cocktail training, right? So it says U.S. soldiers of 76th Infantry Brigade combat team from the Indiana Army National Guard practice crowd and riot control tactics as part of Kosovo Force mission at Joint Multinational Readiness Center. And this is a YouTube video on USA Military Channel. It's already at like 1.3 million views. I can't imagine that though. Like, I don't know what type of excuse I'm gonna come up with to get out of that Molotov cocktail training, but I'm not. And they pretty much stand there in the middle of like a field and somebody be like, Molotov, and then they just throw a Molotov cocktail at your feet, and then your feet catch fire, and then you got to stomp out of this shit. Like you step back twice and stomp out of this shit, man. Like, like what you doing on Molotov cocktail training day, David? They gonna have you on the dink list too, where it's like just like it's always good to go with the group. It's always good to go. It's like y'all dudes that be cheating on y'all PFA. Like, let's get into it. Let's get into it. It's always good to go with the group, man. Because when you go with the group, like you another fish in the sea. Like I can't imagine like Molotov cocktail. Like, you know, y'all dudes that be cheating on your PFA when y'all it's just y'all in every single CFL. Like, and they looking at every single push up. Like, imagine that Molotov cocktail training, man. It's just you by yourself now.
Just you solo.
Like, like, you know, the last Molotov cocktail training was 30 people. So by the time they got to like person number 25, the Molotov cocktails was probably a little weaker. They probably just hit like one. Man. Like, it's just you. It's just you. Yeah, we gonna hit you with 30 of these, man. Like, that's protocol, dog. Man. Like, what you doing that day, David?
On what now?
Molotov cocktail training day. What you doing that day? You showing up?
Nah, I ain't gonna make it on the Molotov cocktail day. I ain't gonna make it that day, man.
Yeah, you got it. Y'all gotta watch this video, man.
That was funny as hell about the PFA shit. That's another story.
Oh no, you know it. Yeah, you know it. You know it. Like, if people be scared, you know, people be scared when it just did with the CFL. It's like, you know, I ain't gonna be like you try to escape the PFA and they got your ass. Now it's just you and the CFLs.
Hey, I got so many funny stories about CFL, man. We gonna talk about that coming up, man. That's gonna be our episode. We're gonna talk about that, man. I remember being in the CFL, man. I ain't gonna get into the detail. I remember being in the CFL, and when you first, man, you're doing your first time, you're actually the guy.
Yeah,
you be having all these fake push-ups, man. I remember I had the CO, man. At one of my commands, dude. I'm gonna talk about it. He was his push-ups. He was doing a lot of them, 100 and some, but they was crazy the way he doing them, man. So, let me tell you, bro, I was made to have to say something.
Yeah.
Like, when I say made, because, you know, I wouldn't have said nothing. Like, no, I've been like, I'm shaking my head, I'm looking crazy or whatever. But, man, I had like 3-4 freaking khakis come to me, man.
Yeah.
So the push-ups, man. So eventually I had to like,
that's hate.
You know, I had to say something, but when I said something, it was more with the me expressing. And no, hold up, let me take this back because I don't want nobody to think I went on and says this. How I did it. That cycle, I didn't say anything. Right?
You let the CO have it about it.
Yeah. Well, I ain't say nothing about it. People came to talk to me later about it, right? So he had already did 100 and something. So what it is. The next cycle, though, that's when I like reiterated like the push-ups, and I used. Dude, it was kind of crazy, bro. I used one of my examples of not to do
What
was the
CO
ones
was
how
doing?
he was doing it. Yeah, so that's kind of how I handled it, but it was crazy though.
Did he do them right? Did he do them right?
Yeah, he did it right. No issues, man. I ain't called him out. I ain't saying anything about it. I just used that demonstration that he was doing.
Yo, but I'm sure COs. I'm sure COs will one day. What was your rank at the time?
Fresh chief, man. I was like maybe my fucking. I was a chief for probably about a year and a half, maybe.
So and was it chiefs or was it chiefs and officers telling you that the captain was doing it wrong?
It was like maybe one or two officers, mostly chiefs.
Officers? All right, yeah. So first off, for y'all khaki, that's hate, y'all. Y'all was hating. Y'all was hating, right? But second off, it's like this, man. Like you think a CO wouldn't want their like young chief to have enough integrity to like be like, yo,
call him out.
Yeah. Like what you think? I'm sure y'all COs.
I think it's two things. He'll want you to have integrity to call him out, but yeah, most definitely, I don't know if he wants you to have that integrity to call him out in front of people though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he'll most definitely probably will have no issue you pulling him to the side and talk about it. And I know a lot of COs will love that. But I have met some COs.
But you wouldn't want to be like back of the gym, like, hey, skipper, like get 90, make 90, sir. You ain't hitting 90.
Like, I don't know, that'd be a great idea.
That's integrity, man. Yo, COs, man, y'all got it the same way, that's integrity, man. Y'all want the chiefs and senior chiefs to come back on liberty the same time as the junior sailors, and y'all want us out in the P-way too, not supervising, but cleaning up, and y'all should be able to take a you not breaking 90 like everybody else take, man. It's just let's just make everything equalized, man. If you ain't breaking 90, you ain't breaking 90. This your PT program. This your PT. I'm sure the COs would be happy with you, being like, hey, sir, come on, let's keep this thing holistic. You know what I'm saying? Oh man.
So man, I was looking at this on the Military Times, man, and I saw this. And the only reason why this caught my attention, because we see this stuff all the time, but this one caught my attention, right? It says, sailor convicted of dealing arsenal of machine guns and grenade launchers, right? Man, you know what? Here lately, we've been seeing a lot of this shit going on. So that's not what caught my eyes. But what caught my eyes was when I clicked on it, it said a U.S. Navy sailor who was building and selling personal arsenal of heavy weaponry. Now, this one caught my eyes, but it said one that could arguably rival what U.S. sent to Ukraine.
Damn.
Bro, what? Are you freaking serious right now?
Yeah. Damn.
Man, that's
arms dealer.
That's a lot of weapons, bro.
Arms dealer type shit. Like Black Mask.
I'm like, good gracious, man. Like
my man living life like he in Gotham City, man.
What in the hell is going on right here?
It's
man?
A dude. It's a guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, my man living life like he in Gotham City or something, man.
Yeah, man. I was like, good gracious.
That's the end of the story? Like,
no, it's a full story. I was just telling you what caught me. Like, I was like, that shit. No, he had guns and it talked about all the stuff that he had and all that stuff. But I'm just saying,
you got people interested. You got people interested now, dog. Like, what happened?
Oh, I can read it. Hold on, give me 1 second.
Man, hey, I know y'all. I'm talking to the listeners. I know he just gave us that headline, man. I know, speaking of headlines, I know you got a little joke or something. I'm on it, bro.
His name was Patrick Tate, man. He was 28, convicted. 5 counts of receiving, possessions, transferring unregistered machine guns and other destructive devices after undercover operation Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, explosive undercover. They got him, man. They always get him, bro.
Yo, I'm looking at his picture, though. I'm looking at his picture. And like from looking at the picture of him, it's 2 things I could tell. The first thing that I could tell from looking at his picture is that he knew this day was coming. And the second thing that I could tell from looking at his picture is that he did not give a damn. He did not give a damn that this day was coming.
Fucks given.
That's crazy, bro.
Man.
That's crazy. 25.
And them, I'm trying to think, like, all them unregistered guns, man. Like, unregistered. Where you getting these motherfuckers?
He was in Virginia Beach. And who was he dealing these weapons to, though? Like, just regular people in the neighborhood? Oh, he sold them online.
Yeah, selling them online. That's how they got him. Selling them online.
He was a master at arms.
Yep.
Oh, that's crazy, man. He about to go down.
Master at Arms, man. What's going on, Master at Arms? How y'all roll, man?
Yeah, yeah.
Gracious, how y'all roll,
yeah. That's crazy,
back
bro.
in the old armory, huh? Going back to that old armory. You can't qualify everybody for the armory, man. You know what I'm saying? Can't qualify everybody back there, man.
That's crazy, man. Speaking of the armory, y'all used to mess, like, again, the most disrespect. If you're an EM and you're on a DDG, the armory is right next to your shop. Hey, what up, Johnny? I know Johnny be listening too. Hey, man, the people that used to come get them guns, man, they used to dirty my P-way up sometime, you know?
Sometimes.
And they used to mess up the non-skid, you know, and they got the little, you know, when they doing the gun turnover thing, it's like scratching up the bottom of it, scratching up my damn P-way, man. And y'all used to y'all used to just look at us when we clean. Like it be cleaning stations. That armory door used to shut. They used to just... They used to
knock on that door. What? Come on, man.
So we
between here, man.
Because we was between the armory and then laundry, bro. And then that supply storeroom that y'all used to supply again. Y'all used to get, they gonna hate me after this one. I believe it alone. Y'all used to get us, man. But yeah, that's crazy, this dude, man. Virginia Beach, 25 unregistered machine guns, 2 grenade launchers, 2 anti-tank missile launchers. Damn, yo. 5 ID. Damn. What's up with him?
What's going on?
Whew, man.
That's how they rolling, bro. That's how they rolling.
Man, what else you got, bro? I know you got some more stuff, bro.
Let me real quick, man. Let's talk about this new. I'm gonna read this because you know this is what the world want to hear, man, about the PFA. Yeah, man. Cycle 23, man. It's an update out. Shit, man. Let me find it for you guys real quick. Yeah, PFA cycle will be conducted from 1 February between 1 February to 30th November 23. Now, I want to say something about that real quick. You guys hear that? You freaking CFLs. 1 February to 30 November. That's not March.
Oh, no. You know everybody doing that shit in February. That's Valentine's Day PT. That's Valentine's Day PFA.
It's not March, man.
It's one of them?
You guys got time.
We doing one of them?
Just one.
Valentine's Day, man. February. It's happening in February.
So I just want to put that out there first and talk about that, man. We easily can make 3 cycles out of this. You know what I mean? 1 in April, 1 in July, and 1 in October or something. I don't go.
It's happening in February.
I'm with you, probably.
Yeah.
CFLs will enter official CY23 PFA results under the label Prems 2 and retain official body composition and readiness test score sheets, like stuff we always do. Sailors have access to their physical readiness historical data. Yeah, we already know that. 10 weeks notice. That's the only thing I think that's crazy, man, is the fact that we got 1 cycle. It's approximately 9 months or whatever between them or whatever, and we putting out a 10 weeks notice. So if you have multiple, you put out multiple 10 weeks notices. I don't know. It's kind of
yeah.
So there would be no excellent or above incentive exemption for CY23 in the line reference. Commanders, commanding officers encouraged to use incentive programs for physical readiness program like Liberty and Awards and stuff like that. Fitness report evaluation guidance in the line tells you what to put in the block. Mm-hmm. The response to the fleet feedback. Oh man, let me read this. The following items are provided to clarification frequently asked questions. CFLs must enter PFA by 30th November. Yep, know that. Postpartum sailors in line with the reference. A&E sailors remain in pregnant status from pregnancy is confirmed by military, healthcare, or civilian. Yeah, we know that. 12 months following the qualifying birth event, sailors with pregnancy postpartum status, which expires during official PFA, are exempt from participating in FY cycle. So like that sounds to me like if you was pregnant anytime between that, you could be exempt. That's what it sounds like. Yeah, man. It said for additional information, who you can call. So
yeah,
the biggest thing I got out of that, it's gonna be only one PFA again. Between that cycle, between February and November. And the rumors are right now that's rolling around that this might be the new norm, just having one PFA. I don't know if you heard anything about that. I had some chiefs talking about it one day.
What'd you think
I don't know
about
how
that?
they got that information or what kind of focus groups they was a part of.
What do you think about
somebody was talking about it? There's only be one, huh?
My camera's blurry. Hey, y'all. Hey, but what do you think about that though? I'm not particularly a fan of that.
I'm not technically a fan of it either, but I did notice that we was going that way. I felt like we was going that way anyway. But I feel like we need to revamp the whole program. I think we should do things that's more, and I don't have no, and I'm telling you right now, I don't have no solutions or anything like that. What I'm saying is I think we should do things more tailored to what we do in the military, right? But I do think it's important, your BCAs and things like that, your body comp and things like that. I know that's important for people being healthy. So I think we should have something like that in place. But the things that we do, I think it should be tailored more to what we do in the Navy.
All right. So this gonna sound really bad, right? And I know it, but it's people that need a fitness program and it's people that don't. And I ain't just talking about FEP. I think that we should, like, and again, like you said, this is not foolproof. This just me shooting. I think we should acknowledge the people that don't need the program and let them do what they do. That was my shore duty command was like that. Like if you put in a chit, like let's say you had your own workout program because you were training for like some, contest or you were training for a triathlon, you could put in a chit and say, hey, I'm training for this. So boom, and I did that and I lost 90 pounds. I'm like, hey, I'm doing this extreme thing, boom, boom, boom. Then I came back to the program and I became an ACFL and I was able to help other people lose weight. But I left the PT program and I went and lost 90 pounds. You know what I mean? And I believe, like, if we, I don't know, I just think putting the power in the people's hands and letting them get on their own thing. I do think we should do more when it comes to nutrition and stuff like that. But I also think that my mind is scattered because I also think, like, who has enough time to become a nutritionalist? Like, maybe, like, we need to get some more civilians involved or something. But I
do.
I just think that, like, that program is not needed for everybody. Like, I don't think everybody need to go out and do stations. I don't think everybody need to go out and play ultimate frisbee. Like, some people are serious, like, and yeah, they could go on that free time. But
I think I'm gonna tell you what I think. Right. I think I think before we was kind of going to the right place. I'm kind of with you though, with the fact of if this is kind of where I'm laying at right now. If I do the PFA the first cycle, right? I do it the first cycle. And that first cycle will determine if I do it again. That first cycle will determine if I need command PT.
Yeah.
I mean, I think command PT should be for like people who go into FIP. You know what I mean? Or things like that. You use command PT for that. Because they need to work out. They can do it 3 times a day.
Yeah.
Right? And
but FEP is like the lowest. Like FEP is like either you failed or you close to failing, right?
Yeah.
I think, like, and I'm agreeing with you, but I think like exceptional numbers, like the incentive, like exceptional, like normal numbers, you still need to go to command PT. But when we get to, if you just got out here and you did 150 push-ups and you planked for 4 minutes, keep doing your thing.
Yeah. You don't need to be in no command PT. You're probably hurting yourself by going to command PT.
Until you don't, until you can't, until you come back down to earth and you back doing 50 push-ups, 40 push-ups, and planking for like a minute and 45. Then all right, come on, let's come back to command PT. But if your numbers, you understand, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, and we put those numbers out there like they already got. Excellent is if they get excellent, they get outstanding. You know what I mean? What I think it should be outstanding. But you talking about not PTing and not doing all that stuff should probably be outstanding or whatever the case may be. And I think those should be the people who not. But I think everybody should do it one time a year.
Yeah.
Right. And then if you don't meet those whatever standard, then you can either do command and then do another, cycle or whatever. But like I said, man, hey, we just talking, we just shooting from the hips when we talking about this. But let's get that focus group together. If you guys we want to fix this, let's get that focus group together, man. Let's do this. But somebody already came with a focus group that me and Damo missed again when they came up with this one.
Yeah, man. And I got a layered, I got a layered thought about that though. Do you think my layered thought is this, let the people that want to be CFLs be CFLs, right? That's my layered thought, right? Let the people that want to be CFLs be CFLs. Because there's people that when I lost 90 pounds, I wanted to be a CFL. Like I wanted to go tell people how to do this, right? So first off, let that happen. But now the layer is here. Is it a stigma with people that hold collateral duties for like longer than a year?
I don't think they should, man.
No, I'm asking you though. Do you believe it's a stigma against people that hold duties for longer than a year?
I don't think so. I think it depends on what is the collateral. Like CFLs went on collaterals because you got to keep you got to keep paperwork for a certain number of years, right? Something like Semio where you got to keep stuff a certain number of things, where you got to keep things a certain number of years. I think they may be keep them a little bit longer.
So if you had 3 years, you a chief, you got like your DC2, been a CFL now for 2 years. You had a career development board or something. You're not telling your DC2 to try to find a different, like your DC2 loves being a CFL. You're not telling your DC2 to try to find a different collateral?
I am.
Why?
Because I want some versatility to his game, his or her game. I mean, I want him to know more. I mean, you could be stuck in that CFL game and you know all about CFL, but eventually you're gonna be leading sailors if you're not already leading sailors.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's all. That's being a well-rounded sailor, is doing more than just going in one lane. I'm not mad about it because sometimes you have the passionate about being a CFL because they either personal trainers and they love doing that stuff. I got it. I understand that. But at the same time, I'm gonna talk to my sailor. I'm not gonna tell him not to do it because sometimes people just got that passion for that stuff. I'm not gonna make you, man, you're not doing CFL no more. You're not doing ACFL. No, I'm not gonna do it like that. What I'm gonna tell him is, hey, if to make you a well-rounded sailor, you should, get out your comfort zone. Because sometimes people do something to be in their comfort zone too. You have to explore that first too, though. You know what I mean? I'm saying what I'm saying now to tell this. I'm gonna tell a sailor, I don't want you to do ACFL because you've done it 3 years in a row. But at the same time, I'm gonna talk to him about it, him or her about it too. Because like you said, that's just a passion. So it's difference in passion and somebody who's comfortable with doing one thing.
Yeah.
That's different for me. You know what I mean? Sometimes people can get in their comfort zone. That's all I know. That's all I want to do. Then you got some people, no, this is their life already. They love training people. They love, helping people. They love helping them with their eating and all that stuff. So, okay, now I know why this guy or girl wants to be a CFL or ACFL.
Yeah. Is there something wrong with being passionate about anything like that?
No. That's what I'm saying. If they passionate about it like that, I'm most definitely, now I understand though.
Yeah.
But if you don't tell me that, I don't understand why you want to keep being a CFL or ACFL all the time. But once we be in that career development board and we have this conversation, now it clicks. Now, okay, now I know why you're doing this. This dude got a degree in this shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now I say, okay, I understand now.
So I think that drives right into whatever it was that you was talking about when it came to like collateral duties.
About collateral duties?
Yeah, didn't you have a topic about collateral duties? Like, have somebody ever? I mean, unless we got somebody else.
Oh
giving
no,
us
that was the one
topics.
we had for last time. We didn't bring it up, right? Yeah. I remember.
It's like
I remember.
Your question was like, you ever had a collateral duty that you didn't want?
Oh yeah. So I brought this question up, man, because you don't get the effort, right, out of collateral duty sometimes that you don't want. So I'm saying this because we get into a circumstance where I'm the SEL or I'm the CMC, and somebody gonna take this collateral.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Somebody gonna take it, right? And most of the time, what we do is we go to our confident guy that we know can get the job done, and we say, "Okay, man, I need you to take this." Right. But then if not, if it don't happen like that, you're gonna volunteer somebody, okay, no, you going to do this program, you're gonna do it. But then it end up being a shitty product of doing it. So my question for you was, have you ever been in one of those situations where you had to do a collateral that you just didn't want to have nothing to do with it, but it was in a circumstance where didn't nobody else want to do it, and the CMC came to you because he know you would get it done?
Nah, I think we talked about this a little bit before, but nah, I never did a collateral that I didn't want to do.
Yeah.
Ever. I might have stayed in like I was trying to give up Semio after a year until I found out that till Dirk was like, nah, bro, that's 2 years. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Dirk was like, yeah, I ain't about to have that 2 years and you about to get up out of it. And I was damn near turned over, I think, too, man. But like outside of that, and it wasn't because I was trying to get rid of it. It just was it was a year. I'm like, yeah, it's over,
Yeah.
But
you thought that was the number.
yeah, man. Then that second year hit different, man. That's when all the punches came, man. That second year, Semio was a rough one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I never ever. So for me, like one day, like I've always worked to like one day maybe be a CMC or like the MCPON or somebody, who knows. So it's like every collateral duty I've ever done for me was like some kind of way preparation for being a CMC or something. Like if I was a CMC, I would be able to be like, well, I know what a DAPA does. I know what a Semio does. I know what the MWR thing should be looking like because I did it. You know what I mean? So before making first, a lot of my collateral was just MWR. That was really what I wanted to do. Like I wanted the command to like do stuff that was fun and have fun, and I kind of fell into that. So I always cared about that. I even went to like my other command, like when I went to shore duty, and like they didn't even have MWR. We had something called the Enlisted Recreational Committee. So I joined that. Even when I went back out TAD to like LCSs, because we wasn't getting underway. So we were just kind of on the ships. And
Mm-hmm.
and I volunteered for stuff like that, like just like pier side, fun stuff. And then even going to the ship. One of my first meetings outside of work was a MWR thing, and then I became like the chief that was in MWR on a ship. So I always cared about the MWR aspect. When I was on shore duty, the driver to be an ACFL was me losing 90 pounds and me kind of caring about my health. Semio wasn't something that I was like pursuing. CMC hit me up and asked me to do it. And then I saw that like, yo, this Semio thing, it was something I didn't know much about the process. So I was like, all right, well, I could learn this because I'm sure that this is something I'm gonna have to deal with, and then like my whole life kind of became whatever that Semio thing, is, because we start dealing with a lot of things that got to do with discrimination and stuff like that. So I've never done anything I didn't want to do. I think we talked about last week in this Keiko thing. That's something that I'm not really comfortable. That was, kind of made, I wouldn't call that a collateral duty. It's something that like we on a watch bill, and if, something happens, we got to do it. I wouldn't call it necessarily a collateral duty. But outside of that, nah, man. I never.
Yeah,
What about you?
I kind of brought this question up, man, because it wasn't about me. I was talking to a fellow chief about it, man. We were just talking about, he was doing his collateral, and he's like, he didn't have that same energy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I was telling him, like, I was talking to him. I'm saying, man, like, where we station at right now, if you want a command collateral, you almost got to get in where you fit in,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because we are not even headquarters. You know what I'm saying? We like headquarters is a whole nother building all the way over somewhere else. You know what I mean? We not like, and then we're inspectors, so you can't take any job because we may not have the time.
Yeah.
Because we go out on ships and stuff. So I was just trying to talk to him about that day, but he was really like passionate about, like, he didn't want to, like, he gonna do it, but it's nothing he wanted to do. But I'm kind of in the same boat with you, man. I kind of was lucky, man. I got a chance to select a lot of my collaterals. And I always got some type of collateral that affected sailors, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Some like East Wasp, before that, man, I was on different command. I was the mentor guy, you know what I mean? So I always was doing collaterals that affect the sailors, and say that even the CFL program, believe it or not, a lot of people come talk to you about that stuff.
Yeah.
You interact with a lot of sailors, doing that program. So yeah, so I was lucky in that aspect, man, to do it like that.
Yeah, and I don't necessarily think you need. I don't think people need them. Like if it's none that's right for you in that moment, I don't necessarily think you. If the team is good and everybody contributing the way they should and every collateral is good, I don't think you need to pursue them. I think like people should do their jobs to the best of their abilities. If a party
But
that
but
what's up,
no, go ahead.
you was about to say something. It looked like you.
Yeah, I was about to say it depends, man, on like, everybody's driven by trying to make rank and trying to, the stuff like that, the evals and things like that. So a lot of people jump on these collaterals because that's what the command is driving. Okay, they get up there, ranking boards drive a lot of this stuff. What are they gonna talk about these ranking boards? How good as you are with your job? Do you got any collateral duties? Do you got what you're doing in the mess or in the first class mess or whatever? So these are the things that are driving us, right? So now I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but I'm saying is that's what sailors are thinking as they come up the rank. They be like, oh man, I need a collateral duty. I need just one. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? To help them make sure they can feel. A lot of people get collateral duty because it helps them fill out their eval. You know what I mean? Whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? But that's just one of those things why people jump on it and want, I need me a collateral. I need one. But I'm with
I
you with
still
the
believe.
job, man.
Yeah, I still believe in outliers, man. I still believe in like exceptional people.
Yes.
Like people that like it didn't even matter if they had a collateral or not. Like they were an outlier. We just know this person is it. Like I still believe in that, bro. Like I don't know if we spoke on this at in the pod or not, but I don't believe in like a bad command or career suicide. Like I don't believe in those kind of things. Like, hey, he went to there, that's
Yeah.
career suicide. I believe you could go to damn East Jablip and like change the entire culture over there, and be an
Yeah.
outlier over there. And like that career suicide shit, as long as you good and you got somebody that's helping you with your evals and you know what you're doing and you could document what you're doing, I don't believe in none.
Yeah.
And I could be coming from a privileged standpoint. Like I understand that, right? A weirdly privileged standpoint. I understand that, but I just don't believe in like being another fish in the sea.
Yeah.
I don't believe in and I'm all this based off my own experience. I don't believe in career suicide. It's certain things I just don't believe in. I believe if you put
Yeah.
your head down and you work and you give it like I do, I'm gonna tell you what I do believe. I believe that not a lot of people giving it 100%. like
Yeah.
I ain't even talk about 110, 120. I believe it ain't a lot of people giving it 100%. You know what I'm saying? Like anything they do. I believe it's a lot of people operating at about 50.
So I'm gonna tell you this, man, and my perspective of this, man, and you're right. I may be privileged too, man, because I was always one of those guys that people ask me, "Hey, Damon, can you do this? Damon, can you do that?" So I never really have to look for nothing. You know what I mean? And the reason why I think I never had to look for nothing because I put my name on it. And if I put my name on anything, I'm representing it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna try to put my best foot forward on it, right? That don't matter the time, that don't matter anything. My name get put on it, I'm gonna put you finna get a max fucking effort, because when this get put out, my name gonna be somewhere in it, right? And for one is I never been the smartest guy in the room, right? But I always been one of the hardest workers in the room.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that put me at certain levels or whatever. Like, you know what? You may know all this stuff. Give me a day. Give me 24 hours. Let me come back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I stay up 24 hours to get myself on the same level that you on right now, whatever the case may be. I'm always gonna work though to get there. So that was one of my things, was I never was the smartest, but I put some work in though.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm like you, man. I was always one of the guys that got, I ain't gonna say like you, but I was always one of the guys that got sought out to do things and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I was lucky for that.
And I want to get to the gym before everybody else. And I want to get to the gym before everybody else. I want to be there by myself. You know, we got a meeting. I want to get to that room before everybody else. We doing like, even if it's a dinner meeting, I'm trying to get there. You know, me and my wife, we like, I always want to be everywhere early. So it's like, she always like, you know, like to be late. But like, I like to be early. I like to be early because I want to be a part of the people that set the tone. Like, I want to be the first person in that place. I want to go to the restaurant, scope it out, see what it look like, be able to tell if this is a good place for us to get food, look at other people's plates, and, you know, like, and like, I just want to be a part of the, you know, the pioneer group of whatever situation I'm in. I want to be in the mess.
I got a question for you, man. It's for everybody too, man. Like, and I know Damo don't know this answer, but I want to know, because a lot of people show up late to things, right? But I don't like that feeling of showing up late for nothing.
Yeah, nah.
Right? But a lot of people show up late. I want to know y'all feeling when y'all walk in the room and the meeting done started.
All right, without you.
You walk in the room and everybody's in there, like, because I'm like you. I like to be places early too. I'm talking about 15, 30 minutes early. I want to be there.
I don't want to walk into a meeting that's going, bro.
Yes. So, but people do it on multiple occasions, and I want to know how they feel, because obviously you gotta not care because you've done it multiple times.
Yeah.
And I just don't know. I just want to know that feeling, like when you do something multiple times, bro. That's a trend. You know what I mean? Like, this is what you do.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but I don't know that feeling, man, of coming in a meeting like how would I think this okay to come in here, like when the meeting started, or if I have to be somewhere at 7:00 and I leave home at freaking 6:52.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like how that feeling is, you know, you're gonna be like just getting there, like just time everything kicks off, or they waiting on you to get there. You get that phone call and you say, "Oh, I'm in the parking lot," or I mean, like,
yeah. I can't do that. I gotta be the one that established the tone. One of the ones that established the tone. What's this you got about home improvement, man? I don't like.
That's me, man. I'm finna start this home improvement thing, man. I supposed to talked about that at the beginning, man, when you asked me what I was up to. Yeah. But yeah, man, I'm finna me and Ella finna get into the redo the kitchen and redo the living room, man. And this guy, man, I just want you to know, the reason why I bring this up, man, is one of the reasons is because the guy came over, you know, to the house to show us. Like, we talked about what we had to talk about, and then he came over with this 3D type deal and showing us how it's going to look. So he came over, he did all these measurements in the house, and he pretty much put our living room and our kitchen inside a computer, man. And he's putting things in there. The whole layout, our whole house, like our kitchen and stuff, is in his layout. So now he's just going to just changing stuff around on what we want to put in there and how we want to do it. And I was like, man, that's crazy.
So he's selling y'all.
The only thing we got to do is just tell him, like, okay, we're going to do this. Let's do that. Let's do this.
Yeah, he got y'all.
It was crazy.
He got you.
Man,
he got you by the balls.
Yo, he got me. He got me.
He got you.
He got me. And he ain't get me. If he ain't get me, Ella get me. Yeah, we already over probably $100,000 probably. You know what I mean? Like,
if you do that, if you take the sculpture of my house and you just start changing the floors in front of me, oh yeah, these could be heated. Yeah, you got me sold. You got me, dog. You got me. That's like, you know, the water dude. Everything. The water dude came to our house and tested the water and showed us how bad the water we was drinking was. Like, yo, you see this shit? We still drinking that nasty shit, man. No, my wife don't drink tap. My wife don't drink tap at all.
Yeah, we don't drink tap either, man. I mean, the personally about it though, Before I met like Ella, I was drinking tap.
Yeah, me too. I don't drink tap.
You know what I mean? Like I didn't
originally.
care. That wasn't a big deal for me drinking tap water. But Ella don't drink tap water. I guess I don't drink tap water no more either.
Dude, they had me sold though, bro. They came me. I'm gonna do 3 tests. Dual filters, like this shit. I'm like, yo, how much is it? Oh, it was like $7,500. Like, nah, man, we can't. Like, we just bought this house, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's like dual filters, man, and this. I'm like, yo, can we like, you know, can you put us on like the list? Like, we are interested. Nah, you have to like do this today. Like, I'm like, nah, we can't do this, man. You can't. Dude was our best friend. He was our best friend until we looked confused about paying, man. He was trying to get the hell up out the house.
Man. Like, they be into it until
we was like,
I mean, I told the guy, the guy came to my house. He tried to. I told him ahead of time, bro. So I'm not getting this. He was still trying, bro.
Yeah,
he was still trying to get up in the house. I was like, bro, I'm not doing this. And then I went to the Home Depot, and Home Depot had a guy in there trying to do it.
Yeah,
I said, yeah, I had a guy come to my house already. Of course, he didn't do anything, so he started asking me questions about. I say, hey man, he didn't do it. Let me stop you right there because I don't know the process. He started asking about the process. Thought I was lying. You know what I mean? I said, no, he didn't come do anything because I told him I wasn't doing it at the time. Man.
Yeah.
So he was like, so asking me all these damn questions.
You got your flu shot?
Not yet, but it's on my to-do list though because it came out and we started talking about it. So maybe when I go to medical again, I find out what they giving it at and get it knocked out.
Yeah, I feel like you though. I feel like you a little bit. I just got mine the other day, but the same they got like the table out or whatever in the food court. It's like a table. They you go around. So I went to the table, got my pen, filled on my sheet, went around, got my flu shot, and then I like went to grab some food. Same lady that was at the table, she saw me. She's like, "Hey, senior, flu shots." I'm like, "Yo, I just saw you. Like, you just told me this. Like, I just got flu shots from you. Like, so now I do feel like you're a little bit like, damn, like you don't remember me. Like, I took it kind of personal. Like, yo, you just. But I thought, again, when she asked me about the flu shot, like for the listeners, she asked me about the flu shot, and I wasn't an asshole. I didn't say all of what I just said. But when she asked me about the flu shots, I'm in my head. I'm like, damn, she just asked me about flu shot, and I just got them. So yeah. What happened was I thought in my head, I'm like, well, she probably sees 100 people, a day. So that's probably why she don't remember me or whatever like that. But to the junior sellers that like always ask me to like buy like treats and shit when y'all doing bake sales, like I only ask y'all to say hi to me when y'all not doing bake sales. You know what I'm saying? Just say, hey, senior. Like when I'm in your face saying like, hey, like just say hi back, but don't like, especially when you're going to snatch me up to go buy a honey bun or something like that. What's this whole $1,000 shoot thing you was talking about earlier though? What's going on?
Oh yeah, man. I was just thinking about this one day, man. The only reason why I was thinking about, I was sitting and and I was thinking, because it's a lot of junior sailors be out there that's like, that some are educated in investing and doing all this stuff when they first come in. But what I do know what's facts is that young sailors don't make a lot of money when they first come in.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Don't make a whole lot of money.
Yeah.
But then I be seeing these kids like, profile pictures and stuff like this, and I'm looking at their shoes. I'm like, God damn.
Mm-hmm.
Boy wearing some $1,000 shoes. I know his paycheck ain't moving like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Of course, they got parents, they got people, they may have money and all that stuff. But where the other thing got me on there is like, and I didn't notice at the time. I found out a little bit later. So Mark came here with some shoes, man. I think he had the off-whites, I think 4s or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, okay. My mind said, well, them probably cost about $300. Right, my first thing. Then a little bit later, Ella was telling me about it. Said motherfuckers called like $7. He said he paid like $700 something for them.
Mm-hmm.
And in my mind, like he didn't grow up like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like he didn't grow up, and I know
that's hate.
Yeah, I'm hating.
That's hate.
But that's why I'm bringing the conversation up. I'm saying it, not a hate number on him, but in the fact that, man, these kids be out there buying these freaking $1,000-some freaking shoes. And then I got the app where they selling what they'd be selling all these shoes, man. I be looking at the prices.
Yeah.
Dude, some people $30,000 for a pair of shoes.
Mm-hmm.
This type of stuff they doing, I'm like, that's crazy. That's why I just brought the shoe thing. And all the young kids, I know you guys doing it. I hope it's worth it, man. Like one pair of shoes, because you're not even wearing them shoes, probably.
Yeah, I got shoes.
If I'm paying $10,000 for shoes, I don't think I'm wearing them.
Yeah, I got shoes. I'm like, what I'm gonna do with all my Yeezys, man? What I'm gonna do with all my, but here's
So,
the
yeah,
thing. Here's the thing. They got Gold, they got StockX, they got like these things that you pay, like you don't pay. You pay for your shoes in installments. Like you don't, you're not really head up paying for, so you paying for your shoes in installments. So that's like the difference. Like you're not.
How much
really,
those Yeezys go for?
What you mean? Like right now?
How much it cost? Yeah.
Like
no, not right now. What you was paying for them?
On resale,
probably about 1,000, huh?
It just depend on the Yeezy. It depend on the colorway. It depend on a lot. I try not to go over $550 for some Yeezy. I try. I haven't bought sneakers in a while. Life ain't really. My nephew hit me up the other day. My nephews hit me up asking me for money. My nephew hit me up the other day like, "Yo, Unc, like, can I get some honey?" I'm like, "Yo, Neff, I ain't got it, but if you get some, like, give me some." You know what I mean? So like, I haven't bought sneakers in a while. But I think the most I probably paid for some Yeezys might have been around that 700, like 750. But normally I try not to go over 550. You know what I'm saying? Some of those sneakers you got to get them like the Travis Scott joints. Like you got to get them before they hot. Like you got to hurry up and get them, else they gonna get hot real quick and then boom. But I haven't the way our life set up right now, and I ain't when Angeline start working again, I'll probably get back to like getting some new sneakers and stuff like that. Until then though, it's just doing this podcast, man. Doing this podcast. I think the most I splurge myself on is fried oysters. You know what I mean? Fried oysters from DoorDash. Fried oysters
may be good. Fried oysters maybe something I might have to try it one day, man, because I don't like the regular oysters, man. Like my brother tell me like all the time, man. He said, I told him, man, I can't eat that old slimy ass oysters.
Oh no, the fried
he told me,
good, man.
He told me get the smoked ones. Right? He said the smoked ones are like good, and he said he kind of like dried out a little bit. You know what I mean? I said, still I can see that shit.
Yeah.
Now fried, I'm a fried seafood guy, man. So that may be something that I might try one day. Because at first I didn't eat calamari either, so I started eating that fried calamari, man. I like that shit good as hell.
Fried calamari, good. All right, let's get into this. Is there anything else you want to cover?
Nah, I'm good, bro. What's wrong?
All right, so let's get into this book real quick. It's a book from Henry Ford that I was reading called My Life and Work. So Henry Ford, My Life and Work. I don't know, man. I haven't been having the best time with books. The Henry Ford book, I'm not going to say it's bad. I believe that the time that it was good. Some of the words that the Chiefs use and like throughout the season, though, some of those words, like he says them, like some of those older words that I was like, yo, if anybody ever said like these words before, like Henry Ford's like using them, like August and all of that, like he's saying all of that stuff like in his book. That must be how they used to talk back then. But
back then, yeah.
So it's an audio book. The dude that read it did a great job. But it was just a lot of jewels. It was almost like you just sitting with like your old uncle or something, and he just talking. And like you gotta pull whatever you gotta pull from it. And then what you don't pull is, you just don't pull it. And that's it. That's how I felt with this book. Like I could tell where it worked at, but since then people have like, restructured and made better books about leadership and actually formatted them. You know what I'm saying? Like this Henry Ford book was just delivered like just an older guy, just like speaking loudly about a bunch of different things. And if you pick from it, you pick from it. If you don't, you don't. A lot of good concepts, a lot of good stuff about leadership. Some stuff I didn't agree with is older thoughts and stuff like that. Like it's a lot of things about, and I don't want to get into this too much because it's like a very hot topic, but it was rumors that he was anti-Semitic or whatever. It was a little chapter in there about Jews that like I thought was weirdly placed in this book. But then it was this other stuff that's like about like men. Like it was almost like women, like in this time or whatever, like you know how they looked at women. So like a lot of his book was just centered to men. That's not a criticism because that was like, I'm not critiquing a book about that from that point in time, but it just read differently for me. Like a lot of that stuff didn't translate the same over time. But it was jewels in there, of course, but it was some stuff to throw away. That's it. I ain't gonna stick too long on that book. We got stuff we gotta do today, right?
More damn.
This show, man, we finally finished. right?
Hey, I need to get your take now, bro. This is your take right here, man.
All right. I'm gonna go the episode first. Right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit the episode first. So this episode is the last one, Reclamation. Right, Reclamation. Good episode. Really good episode. Rounded out well. I'm gonna just go right down my list, right? The FBI dude, I saw him on the treadmill, man. My guy hit the gym after that ass whooping he took from Reese, man. You know what I'm saying? Reese spun him around a couple times in the garage and told him, like, you don't want to put me on the list. Then my man was in the gym like 50 in the club video, man. He was trying to get his weight up, man. You know what I'm saying? a lot of shit happened for this RD 4896 drug, man. Damn.
Yeah, man.
It hit me hard. Well, you know, the old girl, man, she's like Lois Lane or something. She broke, like, as a reporter, like, she broke this shit all the way down. Like she's like more like a lawyer than a reporter. Like SecDef knew about this shit all the time. She did
her what they call do her homework.
She was like critically listening to SecDef ass. She breaking her ass down. Like, so she knew about this all that time. And I really believed in her, man. Like, you know, but she was really operating out of a remorseful, regretful state or whatever. So Bjornick or whatever was the reporter. She broke that shit down, bro. She broke her down like the cop broke Kane on Menace down. You know what I mean? Like with Kane, he was like, I think we might have brought this up, but he was like, you know, you just fucked up, right? Like I asked if you bought the beer. That's how she was breaking it down. Like, you said you bought the beer at 11 o'clock. Like,
bro, get that sound bite. Get that sound bite, bro. We need that one.
Yeah. And then, like, my man, right? So, you know, when restart, you know, things. I saw my man had, like, I ain't gonna talk about that yet. I'm gonna wait. When Reese had when he was trying to get in that room that was locked, yo, my man dropped that gun and let him in that room. Way too, like, to be like an armed guard and this your job, like, you supposed to die for you let this man in this room, man. You protecting the Secretary of Defense, bro. Like, my man dropped that gun and hit that combo to that door, and he still got killed. Like, it's still gonna kill you, man. Like, you supposed to die. Like, you're not supposed to let him in. Like, you signed up to that day on your job to die. You know what I mean? Like, and that's not me making light of it or fun. You signed up that day to die before you let James Reese in that room. He dropped that. Yeah. He dropped that gun so easy. He like, yo, you good? You good? Like, and then all of that SecDef, right? James Reese had to kill SecDef. SecDef committed suicide. I thought James Reese. And then you ever saw Godzilla?
Yeah.
So SecDef committed suicide, which was cool because James Reese ain't have to kill her or whatever. But remember in Godzilla where, like, they would call Godzilla, and then, like, Godzilla would fight Mothra or whoever. And then at the end of Godzilla, like, just goes into the water. Like, it, like, just goes back. That's how James Reese, like, disappeared into the water. Like, he just, like, looked like...
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
He just went back into the water like Godzilla, man. He just walked in the water.
Yeah, don't make me kill you. He's like, I'm already dead.
What did I tell you? Yeah. Another, like, where, like... What did I tell you though, bro? Like episode 3 or something. I knew though.
Hey, bro, I didn't want to say that. I already knew, but I didn't want to say that. When you said that, I was like, I just want to keep it to myself, bro.
I knew the whole
called it.
time.
You called it early.
Dude was involved. He was just too connected to James. Like, it was like, you don't want him to go because, like, he gonna find you some shit out about you. Like, I just felt that or whatever. And then another thing I noticed during that episode, I don't know if you noticed it. Did you rewatch the episode?
No.
So he put...
I took notes on it already, so I didn't have to rewatch it. But I kind of looked at some, I looked back over it though, but I didn't rewatch the whole thing.
He put the scope to James Reese at one point of this episode. Before the FBI showed up, he had the gun aimed in that scope on Reese's ass for like a split second. And it could have meant that he was just watching to make sure everything good because he was cover fire for him. But I ain't take it like that. I took it like he was...
Because you knew something was going on.
Yeah, I took it like, yo, he was thinking about shooting him. Like, I'm like, yo, he thinking about shooting him, you know?
Yeah.
But he didn't. And then Reese came and, he came on the boat. you know, and like that was kind of sad. I got this tattoo. I didn't know if it was gonna be for you or me. Now I know it was for, and you know, like Reese, like you can't talk Reese out of it. It don't matter. Like if you made a mistake, if you know, if like they got you, if they had you confused, you're not talking Reese out of killing you.
Yeah, and he knew it too, though.
Yeah, no, he knew he was dying.
Yeah, the guy knew that there was a rap.
But I knew it, bro. I knew it, man. I'm like, yo, he gotta be, you know. And maybe it's because I try to write stories and think of stories, but I'm like, yo, like he's gonna be like, you know. But that was crazy though. But the girl did great. Like the reporter, like, damn,
Porter,
yeah, good shit.
She was good.
Good show. It was good for Chris Pratt. I think it was good for Chris Pratt to do this. It gives him more of a, like, it made him a little bit more edgy. I could see him doing more roles like this. Like, I've never seen Chris Pratt like not joke, like not say a joke. This was the first time, I don't believe he said one joke in this. Like the most lighthearted moment was, I think, when he told him to change the music, you know, and he liked the song better. But outside of that, I don't think he said one joke in this whole show. And that's different from the Chris Pratt that I'm used to. So, good show.
Most definitely.
8.
Good, man.
Yeah, I give it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm probably around the same way, man. Maybe, I mean, but like I said, the only reason why I may be a little bit higher on the show is because that's the type of stuff I look at all the time. I'm always looking at, you know, action-packed movies, blah, blah, blah. So I like that stuff, man. And then, like you said, it was a serious movie too, man, and it had a storyline to it. You know, it stuck with it. It's a terminal list, so obviously it kind of give you like the storyline on what he's doing. But overall, man, the only thing that the only negative part that I have in the whole show is he pretty much superhuman though.
Yeah,
you know like, I mean? Like other than that part of him being superhuman, it was good though.
Well, The Rock's superhuman, so we let The Rock get away with it every movie. Right, we let The Rock get away with it every movie. Now he finally just actually became superhuman, so he could really get away with it. You know what I'm saying? The Black Adam, but we let him.
I ain't even saw that yet. I got to see it, man.
We watched it. I went to see it the weekend it came out. You know, I went to see it the weekend.
You sound impressed, man. You sound impressed.
It's another Rock movie, man. It's another Rock movie. We'll see. You know, when Black Panther come out, you know, we'll all see who the prophet is.
Yeah,
that's a Nas line. Hey, so boom, right? Rest in peace, Takeoff. Rest in peace, Takeoff.
Rest in peace.
Thanks for all our listeners, our YouTube viewers, all our supporters. We appreciate you. We love you.
Yeah, man. Hey, you know, I want to throw out something real quick, man. Hey, man, we need you guys to share, man. You know, sharing is caring, man. Let's hit that share button, man. Let's hit that like. Let's hit that follow us, man. Let's do it, man. That's how you be great, man. That's how you take care of your people, man. We always talk about take care of your people. This is one of the ways you guys can help us out, man, by following, by sharing, by liking, and all that type of stuff, man. So, just hit us up, man. Throw something in the comment box if you guys want to talk to us about something. Whatever the case may be, man, we here to we'll answer stuff to the best of our ability. If we can't answer it, we'll freaking research it. Doesn't matter, man. Just hit us up, follow us, man. Mississippi, stand up.
It was what it is. It is what it was. Work on your Eastwise. Get your ass out of the clubs.